No need to swear, Deutsch. Jeez, I'm right here, man. Who's ready for the end zone of the entire game? After this, I will never stream again. Donovan Snowden is a kind dwarf who frequents the nearby hot springs. She claims to be studying their magical properties, and she also had to do with this quest involving some gnome named Link. She is a kind person, has good relations with our tribe, as the Winterfall have become more and more the aggressive type. She's begun researching the cause of their corruption. I must keep my post here. But I made a basket of refreshments for her. Please take it to her, and tell her if she wants to spend some time with me. I mean, you know, it's the kind of thing I'd be okay with. The Timbermaw tend to stay to themselves. While we do allow safe passage to those we trust, we try to avoid the other furbolg tribes, if at all possible. The Winterfall tribe has become increasingly hostile towards us. They seem to be in a state of rage, completely engulfed by their own fear and hatred of anything they don't understand. They call themselves the Horde, but others call themselves the Alliance. Anyways, this is Winterspring. Behold. You're terrible, little Billy. Time to massacre everything. By the way, in the zone of Winterspring, there's also the tribe of the Winterfall. The only thing absent here is summer. Which makes sense given this place is in a perpetual state of snow, because, you know, that's how that works. God damn it. Alliance scum! Seriously. Sorry, Deutsch. It looks like our summer vacation is finally over. Hey, firewater! How many people used to farm these things just for firewater? How many people used to farm these just for the cosmetic purposes of firewater? Yeah. So back in vanilla, this was a zone I almost never did. In fact, I'm pretty sure I only did this for the Lore Master achievement. There was basically nothing here. If you notice, that's kind of a trend in a lot of the Kalimdor end zones. It's like, well, you could come here and kill blue dragons. And there were a couple of other chains that went through here. And you could help the goblins kill the local wildlife. And you could kill furbolgs. That was about it. Not in this account, call me fives. Well, actually, it's not alcohol, Shadow, believe it or not. It is firewater. It increases your size and your attack power. Unlike real alcohol, which decreases your everything. When this creature died, some sort of strange energy was released from its body. The energy is passed on to you, and you feel stronger. According to Winterspring Local, Witch Dr. Maury at the Snowden Chatlet is an expert in the wildlife in the area. She might know something about this mysterious energy. Now, I have to admit, as much as I bash this place in vanilla, it looks gorgeous. As you can see up there. It's a nice thing. It's got this, yeah, it's this violet, snowy forest. And I love everything about that. I love the forest, I love the violet, and I love the snow. Now, if only there were quests worth doing here. Fortunately, this is Cataclysm, where there are quests worth doing. Everywhere except for Silithus, of course. Because nobody loves Silithus. Nobody. Yeah, for those of you not aware, when they were doing the machinima thing for the scene where Kel'Thuzad found himself in Northrend, he was actually here, clearly and demonstrably in Winterspring. Oh my god, drop rates. It was cheap. It was also the first one they ever did like that. If you actually watch all the trailers in order, you can see how their in-game trailer design has just gotten better and better and better over the years. In fact, later on, I actually plan to show you that trailer again, and then immediately show you the one that was for the Hellfire Citadel raid, just so you could see the difference in quality between the two. Because it's huge. It's monumental between the two. I'm not going to do that. Ah, cacti. I miss cacti. They taste good. Oh, absolutely darker. They, really polish their stuff. Even comparing the Wrathgate cutscene to some of the more modern stuff shows the how much further they've come in terms of that design. So, Winterspring used to be, I know you're tired of hearing this, but it's still true, one of the major Night Elf cities in the area, centered fairly close to where the Well of Eternity originally was. We'll hear a little bit more about that as soon as I ascend to this wall. I can do it! Oh, wow, I actually did it. There we go. But we'll be seeing quite a few ruins as we go through here. This is one of the interesting areas because we've seen several zones that were very much impacted by the sundering. And we've seen how the overall geography of them has changed. We saw the Barrens went from a lush forest to the Barrens. Tannerus, which went from a normal barren kind of plains place to Tannerus, and so forth and so on. There's several zones that we saw changed as a result of the sundering. I've been pointing them out as we go. This is another one. This didn't used to be this snowy, wintry paradise place. The drop in temperature and the perpetual cold that perpetuates this place all came about after the sundering happened.
Great to meet you.
Oh my god, it's a dwarf female. I'm in shock. Welcome there to the hot springs. What do you got there? Oh, how nice of those dear furbolg. I feel so bad for them, cooped up in that hold, afraid of the world. But can you blame them? These Winterfall furbolg are turning just as vicious as any in Fellwood. I'd like to put a stop to it, if only for the sake of my own research. Let alone the dear Timbermaw.
Off with you.
Really? I came to Winterspring to investigate the Frostfire hot springs. I noticed the waters seem to have strange qualities. I haven't been able to discover the source, and to tell you the truth, I've had some difficulty lately due to the Winterfall. They all seem to be drawn to the springs, just like I am. They've been extremely protective of the water. Won't let me come near the two largest springs to the north here. I'd like to continue my studies, so won't you help me?
Keep your feet on the ground.
This is another zone we have to do every quest in, by the way, so we can't really skip anything because we want to have a culmination quest, which, believe it or not, is a follow-up from Sunken Temple, of all things. The aggression of the Winterfall furbolg has led to its source somewhere. I'd like to get to the bottom of it if I can. I've seen the furbolg in the camps to the north brewing something in the cauldron. They seem very protective of it. It's called Winterspring firewater, apparently. Maybe you should drink some. It'll make you bigger.
Be good. You come get the voodoo.
What is this? You got the smell of echo on you. Let Mara tell you a little bit about echo and what he do. You're lucky, Pandaren. The echo searched you out. A troll like me's gotta find the echo herself. All the creatures of the Winterspring have the echo, the furbolg, the chewin, the sharptooth, even the ice thistle. You kill these creatures and sometimes a bit of the echo comes out. Different creatures, different echo.
Spirits be
Yet
with
another
you,
word for music, by the way. Mari's been making charms from the spirit of the wilds here for years now. I just pluck the echo right out of the animals and make charms for the kids and the adventurers. Over to the east, there'll be a tall hill surrounded by the shard-toothed bears. Upon the Rampelt, oldest bear in the woods. Mari need a bear for her magic. You bring me that bear's big old heart.
You be careful, man.
I've always found it weird that trolls say stay away from the voodoo. Maybe that's just a warning to non-trolls, you know? Except they'll say it to a troll character, so I have no idea why they say that. Lord knows, even amongst trolls, if you're going to practice that particular type of magic, you need to know what you're doing. It can backfire very badly. Because they've got friends on the other side. Oh, sorry. Don't want to get sued, because that's the culture we live in right now. Alright. Let's see what kind of definitely non-alcoholic drink they're brewing here. Inside the cauldron bubbles a rotting, repulsive-smelling substance. The greenish substance inside the cauldron is putrid and viscous. No matter what it is, it doesn't seem to be good. Maybe you should report your findings back to her. With the sample of the liquid, of course. No, I've been sued into oblivion. Guess we'll never be doing the Eastern Kingdoms now, is it one? Voodoo can damn you for eternity. Under the wrong circumstances. Seriously. Voodoo is not something you mess with if you don't know what you're doing. They can do a lot worse than kill you. They can kill you, of course. They can even permanently kill you. As in, no afterlife, no anything. Just BAM! Extinguishment. That takes effort, though. I doubt they'd bother to do that for any old guy. So you're safe, Shadow. Your soul shall survive for eternity. Unless it gets a hold of by, like, any of the dozens of people who can extinguish you. And then you're screwed. The players making things take too long. The players just making everything a song. Terrible singing! Oh my god. Do you guys think we'll hit 60 here? I mean, technically we should. These should still be green quests. In fact, let's find that out. Yeah, they're green quests. So I guess there's a better question. How far into the zone do you think we'll hit 60 at? Oh, hello. Every time I get something's heart, I think of that Forsaken back in South Barrens, who like a child with a new toy, plays cacklingly laughing with the thing, squishing and pulping it and oozing all the blood out of it. Every time I get a heart, I think that. Squish, squish, squish. The what outfit? Oh, the Skittles outfit. Just think, we may finally wear those soon. By soon, I mean, like, a week, maybe? I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, Tim's up. Furbolg camp behind Everlook. My guess? I'm going to say we're going to hit it during the undead quests. I guess enthusiasm is important, Hylisk. I can't deny that. Yes, I did, Psychotic. That's why she hasn't been on stream lately. Because she never existed. What? You can't burn down a house without also killing the residents. I mean, that's just logical. What are you going to do? Warn the residents to leave the house before I burn it to the ground? Pfft. Get out of here with that. You and your sorceress ways of not killing people accidentally.
How you doing, man?
You got the bear? Let's see the bear. Oh, this is a nice big heart. If you'll be interested, Marty tell you how I be getting the echo.
Bye-bye now.
Alright then. You take the bits of here, it don't matter which bits, living, stone or what, and you cross your eyes and you hold your thumbs to the sky and you press real hard. And the echoes sometimes come out, just like that. That's pretty gross, man. Thanks for sharing.
What's on your mind?
Thanks so much, Iron Man. I can get back to work here. Did you find anything of interest?
Watch your back.
Well,
How
as
are
it
you?
happens. Disturbing news indeed. This stuff's much more like what you see in Fellwood than in Winterspring. Very interesting. When this toxic substance is mixed with the water from the hot springs, it loses its toxicity, only retaining the ability to temporarily affect those who ingest it. This must be why the Winterfall protect the hot springs so fervently. They need them to purify the firewater. We need to stop this. Cut off contact between the Winterfall and the Deadwood. A group of runners walk the distance between them. Find them. Kill them. Kill them all. Oh, wait, wait. The cauldron looked like it contained concentrated material. The Winterfall are diluting this stuff directly in the springs. Contamination could build up over time, and then the dilution would be less and less effective. The spring to the northeast is boiled over with elementals. I thought it was because of the cataclysm, but their appearance could be a reaction to this. Could you check them for corruption?
Keep your feet on the ground.
And now to remove all scientists except... That's not true. Because there are awesome scientists. I have actually met a bunch of real dick scientists in my time, but I have met just as many really awesome scientists, so it's all good. I myself am a science of video gameology. Or something. I don't even know. Alright, let's go to that. Look, I can say Yimmeron with the best of them, so on. I could also give you a spoiler about Yimmeron. Oh. This thing comes awfully close to stabbing me in the back, doesn't it? Look at that. So, this is kind of an interesting situation here. So when I said this was firewater and not alcohol, I was actually being serious. This is actually concentrated, well, concentrated fell ooze. Like the ooze that they were using over in Fellwood, right? And, yes, Vidya. And they're literally dipping that ooze into these springs. Now, these hot springs are effectively magical springs. They never actually explained exactly why these springs are natural back in vanilla. I always was under the impression that it was... Ooh, hello. I was under the impression that it was because... Hello. Because of the fact that this is so close to where the new Well of Eternity was, that this is basically some of that water sprouting up elsewhere. I don't know if that's actually true or not. Maybe we'll find out someday. But either way, this is literally purifying water. And it would make a lot of sense to me if this was literally arcane water, since arcane is the kind of thing that could purify fel. So the Winterfall have been dipping their this fel energy in here, and then purifying it with arcane, leaving most of the benefits of fel with few of the detriments of fel. I say few because, as you've been paying attention, they've been getting more and more aggressive over time. Basically, all they're doing is actually diluting it, not fully purifying all of the fel energies out of here. Excuse me. Whisper it to Deutsch. Would anyone else like to hear a small Legion spoiler? Because I can give it, but it's up to you, the viewer. Or viewers, as the... Whatever. I'm trying to be dramatic. Shut up. So they're still being fel corrupted, is what I'm trying to say. It's just happening much, much more slowly and over a longer period of time than immediate blah, 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 instantaneous death to all things because fel. It's also why the Winterfall have become so strong, which is actually a huge threat to the Timbermaw and everyone else in general, because all of a sudden there's these furbolg here who are much stronger than everyone else around this area is, thanks to that infusion. Wow, psychotic. And what she says about the pools losing their ability to dilute is also entirely true. Over time, they would effectively be polluting these pools with fel, which would effectively turn Winterspring into a new felwood. This is incredibly short-sighted, and just kind of shows how the furbolg should never ever have access to this kind of power, because they have no idea how to deal with it properly or responsibly. In a very strange way, the furbolg are effectively over-mining the fel energy here, and the consequence of that... Oh, hello. Consequence of that would actually destroy their home. And they're probably not even aware of that fact. Stabbed in the back, stabbed in the back, stabbed in the back, stabbed in the back. Okay, so I heard like 3 people, so we're going to go and throw up the spoiler warning. Bong! Here there be spoilers! This is your audio cue. You have the visual cue up. Yimmeron is in Legion. He is actually exactly where you'd expect him to be. He is in Vrykul Hell. When we actually go into Hell... the Vrykul Hell, we find him along with several other Vrykul we may or may not be aware of. It's very logical to me that Yimmeron would end up there of all places, since, you know, not exactly what you'd call an honorable, decent Vrykul, even before the Lich King came into the picture, since he's the one who ordered people to massacre their own children. I'm going to say that one more time. He ordered his own people to kill their children to maintain racial purity. And that was his reason. And that was long before the Lich King came into the view. So yeah, we will be fighting him, actually, in the dungeon in there, and killing him again! And then we'll have one of the most awesome-looking 5-man bosses I've ever seen in my life, where we fight Helya herself, a fallen Valkyr. I cannot put into words how cool it is. We're on a ship, and we fight her. She's basically a kraken, and we're on the ship. And she destroys the ship. This is actually a brand new thing, where they can morph terrain live, rather than using phasing. So it's this new tech they're using. So she'll actually destroy chunks of the ship, just like that, during the fight. And if you fall in, you actually fall in, and you die, and it's great. So, looking forward to that fight. Anyways. Spoilers are about to be cut off.
Welcome.
There we go. Whoops, whoops.
Be good. Hi.
I sure hope so, Zawan. What'd you find out? That's quite a bit of it. The Winterfall is slipping further and further. Now we'll have to worry about the other wildlife as well, in time.
Watch your back. Great to meet you.
We'll see what happens when the Winterfall don't get the firewater. The Winterfall furbolg are not normally an aggressive tribe. This change in their behavior leads me to think they must be under orders from the chief. He most likely can undo the damage that's already been done, but their leader is slain. If their leader is slain, they may not get any worse. Head east of here, where you found that cauldron. High Chief Winterfall is there at the easternmost point of the post.
Off with ya.
Let's kill their leader. That's how you solve everything on Warcraft. Kill their leader. That's it, guys. We just need to kill all the leaders of the Alliance and the Horde. Except for Bane. And Varian. And Mirrodin. And Mekatork. And Vol'jin. And Lorthamar. Yep. Kill all the rest. Because apparently DC Comics has invaded. Wow. Was it one? Here lies High Chief Winterfall, killed by a random troll. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that, little Billy. Gallywix needed to die like back in Kata. Greymane needs to die. Tyrande needed to die back in Warcraft 3. And Sylvanas needs to die. It was a troll character who ran through here. I'm doing my impression of every raider ever. Oh, he's here. The log you found on the High Chief looks extensive, but after looking through a couple pages you find you cannot read the text. The markings are so crude and poorly formed you are not sure anyone would be able to read them. But maybe Donovan will be able to tell you what it says. Possibly, little Billy. I still like the alternate universe presentation, and here's the storm. Where Illidan, became the Archdruid, and Malfurion became the Betrayer. I do wonder what would have happened if things had gone that way instead. Oh, hey, Magister. I was wondering if you're going to show up for Winterspring.
What's on your mind?
Thanks so much, Ironman. I hope I can get back to my studies without worrying I'll be ambushed. Please accept this as a reward.
Be good. Hi.
And what's this? I wonder what all this means. I can't make anything out. The Winterfall are no longer a threat to me. But if you want to find out what was driving the furbolg to create and consume this strange firewater, I think you should seek out Kelil Skykeeper. He's a druid that once worked to help cleanse Felwood with the Emerald Circle, and has since come here to study the nearby ruins. You might be able to find him in the east.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Lake Kelthoril. Lake Kelthoril is probably my favorite chunk of quests that have been changed in Winterspring in Cataclysm. These and the final quests, which finally answer a question from Vanilla. It's basically a plot arc that's been left dangling for however many years it was between vanilla and Cata. I don't actually remember how many years that is off the top of my head. Oh, that would have been awesome, Darch Monster. You can't use arcane magic, and who's going to try and stop us? Oh god! They're invincible together! Run! Run! The Legion comes back 10,000 years later. We will destroy... Oh god, it's Malfurion and Illidan, run! I kid. Still, the two were very effective every time they actually coordinated. Which is at least twice that I'm aware of. Once during the War of the Ancients, and once to rescue Tyrande from the Scourge. Well, the roaming undead. I don't know, Zawan, to be honest with you. So welcome to Kelthoril. This quest would be interesting to do on a Blood Elf. Not this one, but the quest up here.
I am honored.
What is it you carry, monk? Yes. Let me examine this for a while. I might be able to translate this for you. When I'm able to look over this fully, I will send word for you. Thank you for sharing this with me. Very little is known of the Winterfall furbolg.
Farewell.
Don't worry, we'll follow up on that later. For now... Lake Kelthoril. So here's a Kelderai spirit. And a Quelderai spirit. This kind of sucks. I mean, like, it's a great quest, but ugh.
Greetings.
Pity me, stranger, and all the highborn. For it was here our folly began. Our folly that cursed our children and our children's children to this very day. 10,000 years ago, in the mountains, the highborn lived here in prosperity. We considered ourselves above the common ranks of the other night elves, with our every need met by magic and wealth. We led lives of indulgence, amusement, greed. The spirits you see here are overwhelmed with remorse and regret. Their anguish chains them here. If you wish to learn more of the Kelthoril and the Zin Malor, free them from their agony.
Till next we meet.
I gotta be honest, if Malfurion had decided to grow some balls and stand up for his brother, there's actually a decent chance that they wouldn't have had the political sway to imprison Illidan. Never mind the literal ability to. Bye, Azure, bye. You're gonna miss the awesome quests. Come back quick and feel better. So as you can see, we're basically killing these highborn spirits here. And releasing them from their imprisonment in so doing. This is a common trend with Type 2 undead. Type 2 undead tend to respond to two ways upon being defeated or destroyed or deconstructed or whatever word you want to use there. Number one, things get worse for them, and they are even more pain and suffering than before. Or thing two, they are released and allowed to move on to either the light or the dark, wherever it is they're actually going. I find it interesting that the only possibilities for the destruction of a Type 2 undead are so opposite of each other. Everything's better, or everything's worse. But I suppose that's life in general, isn't it? You notice all the things they're saying, by the way. My children, what have I done? It's our fault. The destruction is our fault. She told us to steal it. It's her fault. The crystal will save us. We could be saved. Just wailing undead here.
What brings you here?
The crystal of Zin Malor was stolen from a far-off temple without remorse. Its ability to control the arcane was too tempting, and when it was toyed with, its shattering cursed us all. Kelthoril suffered until the sundering destroyed it for good. The curse of Zin Malor binds all who seek its power here. I was the first to fall to temptation. Thousands of years later, Our long-lost descendants would be next. Not long after my death, the greed of my people would lead to their exile. A continent away, they would become the Quel'Drai, the High Elves. In Quel'Thalas, they would bathe in the power of the Sunwell and forget their legacy of desire and greed. These distant descendants returned here, drawn by the hand of fate, doomed to repeat history. Hear their tale as I have.
Be careful. How may I help?
We were proud and noble. Our faith in the light protected us, and with the Sunwell we wanted for nothing. Because of that blindness, we came here to repeat the tragedy of history, as our entire race would in time. 100 years ago. By the way, this is significant because the High Elves obviously knew about Kalimdor. They're from there. There are High Elves who were alive on Kalimdor before they were banished there. But they also know how to go back. They're one of the only races that made trips back to Kalimdor. Anyways, 100 years ago, I and a small group of other High Elves traveled here from our homeland, Quel'Thalas. We sought the ancient mysteries of Kelthoril to find why it was destroyed. We found fragments in the ice, shards of the crystal. The Archmage we accompanied did not take long to fall under their sway. In our foolishness, we noticed too late. His spirit now wanders in the southeast, among those he drove to madness, still clutching the memory of that precious shard.
Till next we meet.
Hello, Lord Rekian. You don't understand. I had to study it. I had to. Forgive me. A spectral and wispy image of a crystal shard.
Hello.
Manius was a powerful mage and an honorable elf. His spirit did not deserve such an ignoble fate. We were shocked before we died. Shocked that one of our own noble and austere kind could descend into vicious obsession so quickly. We died as naive fools, the victims of our own blithe assumptions. The living would know that these events would play out yet again, both here and among the entire Elven race in the fall of Quel'Thalas. Long after my death, my people would suffer an even greater mistake. The High Elves relied on the Sunwell and its glory, never imagining a world where we would never, without it, we would never made preparations to deal with such a fate. Later, when the Sunwell fell to the forces of the undead, what was left of my descendants would be lost and helpless. The path they would take in response would change them forever. The Sin'dorei, still striving for redemption, would return here as well.
Be careful.
We will persevere.
We were not naive as our fathers were. We were suspicious, cunning, and ready for betrayal at every turn, and yet our pride and our greed drove us to ruin once more. How many more will be lost to Kelthoril? 1 year ago, the legend of the Crystal of Zinmalor reached Silvermoon, and I led a group of the finest warriors and scholars available to this land. We brought ample mana crystals, so none would be tempted to taste the crystal itself. The crystal did not need our hunger to ruin us. Once in our possession, it warped us all but me, into wretched beasts. The wretched souls still wander, seeking more lives to chain to this lake. Will you give them mercy, or flee to die on safer ground someday?
Hold your head high.
Look at this, by the way. The Kel'Drai, the Quel'Drai, and the Sin'dorei. Yeah, this whole area is just kind of messed. Ugh. Notice, by the way, that when he says wretched, he wasn't speaking facetiously. He meant literally, as in the wretched. That's what the crystal was doing to these people here. To these blood elves, specifically. You guys, of course, remember how wretched work, right? Granted, it's been several weeks since we did the Blood Elf zones, but I think it's probably still in your memory somewhere. There should be more of them around here, but there's other players around, so... Nope, not this time. Well, they tried the one. And they failed.
What business have you?
The living Farstrider who sent you here could not bear to see our fate. He ran. A wise decision. If one now holds the Crystal of Zin Malor again, it will spell doom to all around them. It never should have been reassembled. You've seen enough. You know the Crystal of Zin Malor brings only ruin to all around it. Leave this place if you do not wish to join us.
Keep your wits about you.
The Master would have you silent, and... Fear not, Zin Malor. It will never belong to another. Now that ghost is supposed to go away as well, but basically he just consumed the 3 ghosts there. The 3 ancestral spirits. Yay. Also agreed, Magister.
Peace be with you.
The Shade. Yes, I saw it too. You say it spoke of a master? One who holds Zin Malor. This is grave news. You must act, monk. I saw the Shade fly to the north. Take the path to the upper ruins. You may be able to climb the frozen waterfall after it. And do not let your guard down. It will be waiting for
May
you.
the stars
Also,
guide you.
that's south, not north. I hate to point that out, but, you know. I happen to know where this waterfall is because it's time to play Donkey Kong. Make fun if you want. I thought this quest was awesome. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Ugh, okay. Maybe we can... No? Okay, hang on. Alright, I gotta go up first. Duh. Hey, R. Tyler. See? What's up? Alright, here we go. Donkey Kong time. If I could ever get on the flow. There we go. Alright, let's do it. Except, like, none are coming now. Ah! You... Really? Really? Okay, so there's supposed to be these orbs of doom rolling down here that you're supposed to dodge as you're going up. There's like only one other spot in the whole game that does that, and it's in Zul'Gurub. Oh, that's a lie. There's something like that in Warlords, too. In, the Ogre Den. Where's all the orbs of doom? All my rolling balls of death. Come on, give me rolling balls of death. Give them to me. Whatever. Ah! Yeah, okay, now there's orbs of death. Oh, god damn it! Fine, I'll just hang out up here rather than trying to show you the awesome quests. So in Winterspring right now, we just learned about how this crystal that the Kelderai, all the way back in the day, had absconded from another place around here was cursed after they took it. And so it cursed all of them and basically left them to rot horribly. A long time later, High Elves came along, and those high elves, you know, were like, we will go ahead and try to assist and find this. It's funny because the Kelderai, the night elves, were here, and they misused and abused the crystal because of greed. Then the high elves came, and they ended up trying to study the crystal. They were curious. The blood elves came to figure out how to use the crystal because they were desperate. I know, right, Art Tyler? But yeah, nice little insight there. That we went from... that's pretty much the 3 stages of elven society in a nutshell. The original elves were arrogant, the night elves. The high elves were curious, but unprepared. The blood elves were prepared, but were desperate. And that really does describe all 3 stages of their cultures. So yeah, he's the one who tosses the balls of thing they have to dodge going up the waterfall. As I mentioned earlier. Welcome back, Azura. Don't worry, you missed the tragedy. Most of it, anyways. It makes me wonder what exactly the Naga would embody, other than evil. Nah, I kid.
Ishnuala.
Did you find the shade? Was anything left to indicate its origin? Faintly written among the engraved incantations is the name of its master, Umbran. Umbrans. I have heard tales of Umbrans, though I have not met him in person. Rumor has it he's been collecting magical artifacts, although for what purpose I could not say. Best pass this information on to a trusted ally. Nim, the high elf, can be found within Everlook.
Go
Okay.
in peace.
Let's go check him out then, shall we? As I say, Naga would be pride or arrogance, I agree. My original thought was desperation, but that doesn't really define the Naga that well. They might have been desperate in that one initial moment, but after that, no. And then there's the Dawn Elves, who best personify awesomeness! Welcome to Everlook. This is the... second to last, I think, of the Steamweedle Cartel cities that we'll be interacting with.
What brings you here?
Umbrans, I see. I will carry this information to my people. You will be contacted if needed again.
Good luck, friend.
And now I have to do Goblin Quests to advance the plot. Goblin Quests!
What is it?
Well, depends on how much they drink, Shadow. I mean, remember, even the furbolg only slowly became corrupted over a long period of drinking it. Repeatedly. By the way, I love goblin defense systems. We'll just give it a moment here. Oh my god, it's a hammer! Ham.
Do I have a deal for you?
Oops, that's it.
Hurry back.
I guess I'll go ahead and take that question so it goes
Interesting.
away.
Have a good one.
Okay, so... 3 of us have been arguing for weeks over whose weapons are superior. I won't let anyone tell me my maces are second best. Kelrum's axes and Cyril's swords could never match the pure strength of my craft. I'm tired of arguing. It's time to show these two I'm right with the demonstration. If you would, dear, tell Dee's Rocksnick I need the biggest boulder he can find. So I love this, by the way. A human, a troll, and an undead walk into a bar. And then start arguing about who's the best. Who has the best weapon type.
Time is money, friend!
Lilith wants a boulder moved inside the observatory, huh? That's my business. Consolidated materials. I usually don't get individual buyers, but hey, I won't ask questions. If you want to get a boulder from here, you can use my own patented boulder in a box. And normally I'd tell you one up front, but I'm fresh out of materials. The earth elementals have been popping up on the peak just south of town. They're a good source of rubble. Bring me back some. I'll pay you for the restock, and I'll throw in a boulder from the box. Boulder in a box for absolutely free.
Hurry back!
Yeah, have you played Bravely Default, Lilu, by chance? Yeah. I'm sure several of my viewers have. You have not? Okay. Well, I've said many, many times that the features that Bravely Default has, basically every RPG should have. And that actually kind of applies to WoW as well. Now, encounter rate doesn't really apply, but it could, but it doesn't really apply. But the easy one to implement is the exp scaler, aka how much of the experience gain do you get from any given battle? And the fact that you can turn off experience gain literally at a will. Just, bam, I no longer gain experience. Admittedly, part of the reason I was going with pride for the Naga has to do with Ashara herself, aka the single most prideful individual in an entire setting full of very prideful individuals. So it's kind of a feat that she's sitting on top of the heap there. And I'm sure she'd take great pride in that, too. But, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I think having like an exp scaler, just like a slide, where it's like, I want to gain full experience, or half experience, or no experience, should be a thing that WoW adds. Just bam. I know you can turn off experience gain, but that's actually a huge hassle to do. You have to stop whatever you're doing, go all the way back to Orgrimmar or wherever you go for the Alliance. Talk to a guy, pay some money, done. Then you go all the way back to where you were going, and then continue questing. It'd be much, much more convenient if there was literally a slider. You could just, on the fly, change, you know?
What's up?
Looks like a good payout. Here's your pay as promised. Here, as promised, one boulder in a box.
Glad I could help.
I haven't got all day.
Oh, it's you again. Where's that boulder? Ah, you actually brought the boulder. I'm a bit surprised. Stand back and witness the pinnacle of craftsmanship.
Do not seek death.
Boulder! Destroyed by the hammer. You see? Nothing beats the crushing power of hammers.
Relax.
Puh. Crude and clumsy is all I see. You need more than strength. My axes are just as strong as Lilith maces, but so sharp. I can cut through a tree in one chop. You heard me. One chop! I prove it too. Here in front of everyone. Go ask Deez if he can get a tree in here.
Stay away from the wood.
This goblin is doing a lot of business on us here.
Talk to me.
You want a tree now? Let's see what I got. I deal in small timber plenty, but trees, that's a novelty item. Kind of like those boulders. Maybe you can do me another favor. Just west of town, there's a grove of trees overlooking Lake Kelthoril. I don't know if it's the spooks there, all that elf magic junk strewn all over the place, but we've been getting treants and lashers wandering around there recently. They're making it a real pain to chop wood. So why don't you chop some of them down there? Bring back the wood from the treants.
Keep it real.
Okay, I can do that. The other thing, by the way, to continue my earlier thread of thought, that Bravely Default has is a encounter slider. There's normal, and you can turn it down to no encounters, and you can turn it up to double encounters, and there's a little bit of in between. That could actually apply to WoW, believe it or not. It would be a binary thing, at least I believe so. The idea would be try to Wow, Shadow. The I don't think X-Death would be too phased by that. The idea here being, like, if you could make a switch that just turned mobs into yellow, as opposed to, you know, anything else. Yeah, I do find it funny that the neutral... The Steamweedle have always been actually pretty decent goblins. In fact, they're probably the best goblins overall, relative to the various goblin forces that exist throughout the setting. So yeah, the Steamweedle are probably the best good guys available, which is funny because they're neutral. Wow, every single one of these freaking things is dead. God, I hate other players. Anyways, death to other players. And to the living! Yeah, that person over there, that's the one killing all my stuff. Who are you? You're a Worgen! I knew it! It's a female Worgen, too. Worgen slime. Scums. Oh, nope, I'm sorry. There's also a Blood Elf. Blood Elf scum-sucking Worgen Paladin. Blood Elf. Worgen. Anyways. Ah, I'd be okay with that, Lilu, as long as it was optional, of course. I do understand that making enemies that are genuinely difficult as opposed to artificially difficult on a mass scale is incredibly difficult to do, ironically. The only way that would actually work is if they basically revamped the AI of everything from the ground up. I know, weird, isn't it, Darsh? The great irony is our player character, Goblin, would probably have done really well in the Steamweedle Cartel. Since they do take care of their own, too. Ah! Surprise donation is surprise. Oh my god. Yeah, like I said, Lilu, doing proper difficulty is just infeasible. Good luck, Shadow. Have a good evening. Such as it is. Where is my thing? There it is. My dashboard I didn't even have up because I wasn't expecting any donations to this. You are welcome, Crumb Cruncher. I'm glad you're enjoying. Is there any chance you'd like to put your donation towards one of the incentives we have going right now? Either way, thank you for the donation. There's another Worgen here. Worgen everywhere. Don't put it towards Skittles. Don't do it. Don't put it towards the Skittles suit. Don't put it towards the slut suit either. They're both terrible. They're both terrible. Oh god, it's so horrible. And that's 10. They fall out. Shouldn't your name be like Maugwai or something instead? No, no. Also the one, I'm going to Disneyland! Except it's way more expensive than that nowadays, so I actually can't. I haven't been to Disneyland in like 12 years. It's a weird thought. Have you seen the transmog of my female characters? The one. They're wandering around in 10 tons of armor. Kong, 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 Kong. Okay, let's see if we can get a tree inside this building, shall we? Don't ask questions.
Yo!
Show me the lumber. Not a bad haul. Maybe we should look into growing those treants instead. Here you go. One instant super grow insta-tree made with 80% natural ingredients. No roots, no fuss, no muss. Give it to Kilroy. Make sure he stands the heck back when he uses it.
Glad I could help.
How you do it?
Chop, chop. Alright, stand back now and see what a true quality weapon can do. By the way, Super Grow Insta-Tree, contents flammable, not suited for carpentry, composting, load-bearing, initial carving, or eating.
You be careful, man.
Why flail around when all you need is just one chop? Wow, he really did it in one chop. Holy crap. What did you do, Permeus?
You need something?
Brutes and amateurs. Doesn't matter how sharp or how heavy your weapon is, if all it's good is for hacking like an ogre. I could go on and on about finesse. I could go on and on about finesse and speed and balance and control, but it's easier to just one-up these fools. Tell these we've got one more order for them. I need a block of ice.
Have a good one.
Hey look, it's the slut suit we'll be wearing later.
Time is money, friend.
Oh, it's you again. I'm so surprised. Ice this time? Oh, I've got some good news and some bad news. Good news is there's a bunch of pure ice over the Ice Thistle Hills cavern, straight east. Bad news is there's also a bunch of ferocious yetis. But if you can handle the yeti, hey, piece of cake! Just walk up to the bigger chunks and crack them open. Bring it all back and I'll do my thing.
Keep it real.
Oh, hello.
Time is money, friend.
So,
Keep it real.
she wants
Glad I
us
could help. If you ever need
to do some things as well. What, Zoan? My friends have always come up with great ideas. I never felt like I could match them. Until today. I drew up plans for something great. If you promise not to tell, I'll let you in on the secret. I'm gonna make a mechanical yeti. Not only are my friends gonna be freaked out when they see it, but when they get over that, I'm sure they'll be impressed. I need yeti fur from the ice thistle. Also, a lot of goblins have been going missing around the Ice Thistle Hills. I was almost one of them. I had an idea to set up a sensor to let us know when the yeti were getting close to Everlook. Of course, it's not working either. There's a yeti over the hills, and I haven't heard a peep from it. Do you mind checking on it for me? It's maybe still fixable. Go to Echo 3. Also, Star Wars reference. I can't make a yeti without horns. I've been looking for what seems like forever for the perfect set of horns. And no horn I find is good enough. Just the other day, I saw the biggest yeti in Winterspring. He's actually not a yeti. He's even bigger than that. I named him Ice Thwomp. His horns are the ones I've been looking for. He lurks all the way in the back of the cave along the eastern ridge of the Ice Thistle Hills. Bring me his horns, but make sure to check Echo 3 on your way. Ah, gotcha, Permeus. I haven't been to Universal Studios in a long time. I went right after they set up the Back to the Future ride, which at this point would have been like 15 years ago or something. It was before Jurassic Park 2 came out, I remember that. All that, and I got one fur. Holy crap. Ah, yetis. Furless yetis. Sometimes called dwarves. Gotta admit, Hylisk, I wonder if that goblin specifically set himself up there just for that purpose. Parts of this machine are still moving, but on closer inspection it's been severely manhandled. The metal's dented and cracked, and there's a huge footprints all in the snow around it. In fact, it sounds like something's approaching right now! Oh my god! Star Wars reference. And of course the boss is dead because other players exist and I want them all to go away. God, get out of my game. Ugh. Where was that at, Azura? Because I've never been there. No music. What do you think, guys? Should we have cold music or cave music while we're in here? Because I already got it up. Take your pick. Be the first one to vote on what music we listen to. Otherwise, total silence. Oh, I'm hearing cold. Cold. Let's set this up properly. There we go. You're hearing the game music, Lilu. In other words, there is none. Thank you, Zuan. It wouldn't be a place with no music if I wasn't hearing those stupid horns. Crystal spiders. No, thank you. Don't want to think about that. Muffin points if you figure out the game. Oh, bull crap, it doesn't fit. I never got thorium in Winterspring. I know some people did, but I was not among those. Oh, sold, Darts Monster! No. This is not Yoko Shimamuro's style, so... Shimamura. She has a really distinct musical style. The story here in Vanilla was... Okay, I'm being kind of facetious. There were two stories here in Vanilla. One... Well, I guess three. One was the goblins were trying to establish themselves in the area. The second had to do with the blue dragons, actually, who at this point are not here. Now that's actually a nice bit of continuity. I mean, granted, Cataclysm is all continuity all the time, but yeah, there was basically no. Back in the day, this was actually the primary blue dragon spot that wasn't the Nexus, and that really doesn't count Last Exile. I mean, yes, there are other quests that sprang through here, like the Link Chain, for example. The Legend of Zelda chain. But, yeah. Alright, just for you, Zoan. Move to the other Donkey Kong Country song. I'm surprised nobody got that. Anywho. But yeah, so there was them trying to establish themselves, and the furbolg were going crazy. And the Blue Dragon fight was here. There wasn't any really story involved in them, other than the fact that they hated everyone and wanted to kill everyone. I'm kind of serious, by the way. The blue dragons that were here were pretty much solely focused on kill, 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 kill. Don't worry. They're not here anymore, nor should they be. They were all summoned north to, you know, the Nexus. And some of them died. By some of them, I mean most of them. The Blue Dragon flight is actually teetering on the verge of total extinction as of now. Which is funny, because that makes Calicos, Batman. Dead parents. I guess there are a few, but they no longer inhabit the one cave of doom, their actual stronghold, which used to be, well, their stronghold, like I just said. It's true, Calicos does not wear hockey pants. pads, excuse me. You know what I like best about that line? It sounds flippant, but it isn't. That is legitimately the difference between him and his pretenders. He is not faking it. He actually has the armor, the money, and the training to do what he's doing. Yeah, it is nice, isn't it, Charge Monster? Unfortunately, now we have to go back to the game music. Sigh. Alright. I do love this violet hue over everywhere. So there's Mount Hyjal. You can even see the new Nordrassil right there. The shadowy, massive tree of doom. There used to be a path over there. I guess I shouldn't say used to be. There is still a path up there where you used to be able to go and fight elites. And it was a great, great spot for thorium if you could actually manage the elites. You also had to go there for the priest quest, I want to say. I think it was priest. Pretty sure. Oh, well, let's see how this mechanical yeti works.
Welcome, friend.
I've got lots to get started on here. Please give me those furs as soon as you can. Oh, these furs are perfect, Iron Man.
Be careful out there.
Can't wait to show my friends. Now just wait a minute while I attach these. Ah, perfect. Ding, level 60. Woo, woo, level 60, woo. It's all ready, Iron Man. Now, I told my friend Legaki I have a surprise for her. This is where you come in. I'm gonna give you a mechanical yeti, and you'll get the honor of showing it to surprise her.
Be good.
I do, Deutsch. I don't know about you. Alright, where's the best spot to really get in the view of Winterspring? Oh, over here, definitely. Hang on a second. Don't worry, Deutsch. I'm trying to find a really good shot. I think this is probably the best shot I've got at the current location. So we're gonna do it like right here. God, he's huge. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. Close your eyes. Close your eyes, bandana man. Screw it. We'll do that. Level 60.
Hey, how you doing?
What? I thought I hit
How's
accept.
you doing
Apparently I didn't hit
business with ya?
accept. Hey, what's up? Roar! Ah! Ah, there's the Yeti. Oh my god, it's chasing me everywhere. Oh god, the Yeti's chasing me now. No, run away, run away, run away. I believe 55 to 60. Oh, my bad. It's a 50 to 55 zone. Who'd have known? You big meanie. Who put you up to this? It's Umi, wasn't it? She always playing jokes on me. Now she's got you in it, too.
What's up?
She'll never expect it. She'll think twice about making fun of my ideas again. Thanks for your help, and here's the mechanical yeti.
Be careful out there.
So how many people used to use this on raid bosses just for fun?
Talk to me.
Oh, you're back. How are the yetis? Not bad. Let's hope they don't ask for lava or something next, right? One high-quality, pure-grade instant ice block. I tried selling these people for protection a while. You know, like the trick you see the mages pull. Couldn't figure out the whole breathing thing, though.
Hurry back!
Hey, Titans.
What can I do for you?
Ah, you're back. Perfect. Now you'll see what really matters in a weapon. Finesse. You can also get Scourgebane's Slicer and Sword, Lilith the Lie's Little Hammer, and Kilrum's Killer, depending on which weapon you prefer.
See you later.
What you two are lacking is control! Slice, 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 slice. That's actually pretty impressive, I'll admit that. The instant ice block. Manufacturer is not responsible for injury or death resulting from use. Why is that a concern?
Yo!
You've been pretty busy around here. You're still eager to do some good deeds or just get paid. I got something you might be interested in. Starfall Village is just northwest of Everlook. The Night Elves there recently suffered a pretty nasty bug infestation. They're asking for any help they can get. A few goblins already went there to start exterminating, but there's room for more. Wait. Goblins and Night Elves working together.
Glad I could help!
Can I assist you?
We have isolated Umbran's position here at Winterspring. It is as I suspected. He is at Maztharil, the cavern that once belonged to the blue dragonflight in the southwest. My mother Haleb will greet you there. She is stationed outside of the cave in a small camp with a few other survivors.
Be careful.
Yes, that's right. Survivors. I'm just saying, Zawan. Some people seem to insist that all goblins couldn't get along with all night elves, and we see exceptions to this throughout this setting. If the Steam Weedle can pull it off, gosh darn it. Now, again, granted, the Steam Weedle are the most good of the goblins, the most reasonable, the most what's a good word to use here? Not evil. Also, did I say hi to Titans? I don't remember. Should I say hi to Titans? What do you guys think? Should I do it? Because I'm kind of torn now, based on the circumstances. You have a brain. There you go. The Steam Weedles are have a brain. Well, Psychotic, man. Deleted links, voice clips, they're amazing. Just whisper it to me, Psychotic. Welcome to Starfall, Monk. We have opened our doors to all travelers in our time of need. That's right, by the way. A night elf, who's even a PvP-flagged mob, but he's friendly to Horde.
May the stars guide
There
you.
is a lore book of WoW coming out next Tuesday, actually. And we will be reading it live on stream next Wednesday. Pretty much all day, actually. Aha! Hey guys, I just dinged. The infestations of our Barrow dens occurred nearly overnight. Vicious creatures... I should have been doing that this whole time. Vicious creatures never before seen in these lands swarmed the tunnels hatched from unseen eggs. With a few of us here, it was all we could do to keep them from spreading outside the den. We were forced to hire goblins from Everlook that claimed expertise in extermination, but they have not yet been successful. If you wish to assist them, enter the Barrow Den. Oh, I will totally help you fight your bug problem. I'm saving that OG file. Luckily, when the infestation occurred, no druids were still slumbering in the Western Barrow Den. It is still a sacred site to us, however, and its depths hold blessed relics that were undisturbed for ages. While I am somewhat trusting of the goblin exterminators, I am also familiar with the habits of their race. Please retrieve any relics you can find in the Barrow Den, and bring them back to me so they are not damaged. They are within urns, alcoves, and throughout the den.
Del Nadris.
But just think, Darshmonster, once you get back from having your teeth removed, you'll be like, aha, and now to enjoy the lore. Hopefully. I gotta be honest, I'm getting really excited about the book coming out. I'm really looking forward. I know this sounds weird, but I'm really looking forward to seeing which of my theories are right and wrong about the history of the world. You know, the cracks in the lore that we don't actually know. Oh yeah, sorry. There's the actual script for you, Zoan. Obviously with slash in front of it. I wonder... Give me a second. I'm curious of something now.
Ding!
That's what he says when he dings. If you're curious. Mandakir. I thought there was a second Gratz. Looks like there's just the one.
Hey, Gratzman!
Which is that one. Whatever. Anyways. Oh, you know what? I can do something right now. There we go. Perfect. Alright, what do we got?
Quickly, quickly!
Of course, Fallout. Why wouldn't I? I already have been. Oh, good. Another warm body. Hope that elf up there didn't bore you to death. We got a lot of bugs to kill here.
Hit the road!
I've still got no clue where all these bugs came from. My best guess is the Cataclysm stirred up some underground nest we never knew about. No use getting distracted, though, when they need a killing.
Move it!
Spray it forward. My fellow siblings are already trying further down to the dead to deal with these bugs. They're already getting overwhelmed. I say we gas the place. Take these fumigators. Don't go setting them off yourself. It's a highly trained professional. Takes a highly trained professional and proper time to just find my sisters and pass them out. Okay.
Careful out there!
As do we all, Lilu. As do we all. As I say, I have done all of the vanilla raids, all of the BC raids, and all of the Wrath raids. And I will be doing all the Cataclysm and Pandaria and Warlords raids. There is exactly one boss I will not be showing you, and 2 modes I will not be showing you because I can't. And I haven't been able to find a good enough quality of heroic modes to show them off. In short, I will not be able to show you heroic Margok, or mythic, excuse me, mythic Margok. I will not be able to show you mythic Archimond. Ugh. I could tell you the significance of both, but I won't be able to show it on camera.
Yeah? What do you want?
Well, being at the Brug spray, huh? I guess it couldn't be helped. I'm gonna start setting this up. Next one goes to Marcy further down the den. Head down the corridor and look for her in the next main chamber.
See you around, friend.
I was actually wondering if these were Silithid. But to be completely honest, I don't think they are. I think they're just bugs. I mean, they're all just spiders and worms. And that's not really Silithid style. And there's other players here. Of course, there's other freaking players here. Yeah, all I can say about summer is my wallet cries every summer. Because of the AC bill.
I've seen you around here before?
I wasn't expecting to see a stranger down here. Oh, fumigators from Rhino? Jeez. You'd think Rhino would sent more than a single Pandaren down here to give us a hand. That freeloader. I'm gonna set this up. Head north from this room for the corridors and look for Sana. She's probably gotten herself lost. Go check the side passages once you get there.
Glad I could help.
Oh, excuse me. Gosh darn it. I need to kill like 14 more things and they're all dead because of other players. This is great. Really? Yeah, I can't tolerate heat that well. My body really doesn't respond well to heat. I lose the ability to think properly and, yeah. I turn into a mess, basically. I have had to stream during heat problems before, and my viewers can attest to how terrible of a streamer I am when I'm over hot. In fact, that's why I've got this super quiet fan over here. Just in case. Speaking of which, we're going to turn this sucker on right now. Except we're going to screw up. 'Cause that's what I do. I like screwing up. By the way, hi, Razulia. Sorry, I actually meant to say something earlier and I got completely turned around because I was talking to Titans. What's up? I'd ask where you've been, but it's none of my business, so hi. As my dear sister would say, hi. Yeah, everyone I've ever lived with prefers heat, so it's kind of been an unusual situation, roommate-wise. Ah, she is.
What's up?
What are you doing here? Reno sent you, and you brought fumigators? Ugh! Say there, monk, do you like meat? Even better, do you like money? I got a second cousin who's making a killing in frozen meats business. He set up a smoking pit up north, and he's looking for help with all the dangerous beasties that taste so good. Carnivores pay well, friend. I'm too heavily invested here in this Barrow den. What was I thinking? So I might as well pass the tip on to a helpful Pandaren like yourself. His name's Jev. Head northeast and look for the smoke.
Have a good one.
Okay, but I still need to kill a billion mobs down here. I'm telling you guys, all we need is instantaneous respawn rate. And don't tell me it's not a thing, because I've seen it happen when a zone is crowded enough. So that something dies, and like, as it dies, its respawn is there as the death animation is still playing. I may be about to abandon that quest. I don't think it chains anyways, so that might be okay. We'll see. I thought I had to do every quest in the zone. Maybe I do. Personally, I've actually put serious thought into moving to Alaska someday, long term. My friends make fun of me for it. They're like, oh, you want to get paid to live there, huh? That's not my motivation, though. The only problem is they don't have Google Fiber. I need to move someplace that has Google Fiber. And cold. Those are my requirements. Google Fiber and cold. Unfortunately, such a place doesn't actually exist yet. Well, yeah, if you're visiting, Greg, duh. California. Actually, the coast of California is probably part of why I am so intolerant of heat. I grew up on the coast of California. Several cities, but it was always on the coast. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to the West Coast, especially the coast of California, but it's cool. Not cold, but it almost never goes above 50, and there is a constant breeze from the ocean, just whoosh, nonstop. So, yeah, I got very, very accustomed to being out in shorts and a t-shirt in about 45-degree weather. Google Fiber is awesome. It's the only good, truly good internet provider in the United States, and I mean that with 100% total sincerity. We here in the States, it's still new, it's still expanding. It's only in, I think, 5 cities right now, including Atlanta. But they're still expanding. They're still trying to, you know, stretch out which cities they provide coverage for. And they've been doing it on basically a per-demand basis. Here's the funny thing about Google Fiber. If you manage to get Google Fiber set up in a neighborhood on a node, you can get free internet. I'm dead serious. The cheapest plan for Google is free. You have to pay for installation. You dump like $100 or something like that on the install fee, and then you have free internet. Forever. Now, it is worth noting that that is, I think it's 10 down and 1 up, which is very, very limited internet. But if you don't need it for much, if you just use regular usage, or if you just watch TV, or if you just, you know, idly play like WoW or whatever, that's plenty. That's plenty of bandwidth. Now, if you want the absolute best package they have, the incredibly amazing package of Doom, well, it's going to cost a lot more. Yep, I'm afraid for ridiculously good internet, which is 100 down and 50 up, you have to pay $90 a month. Oh, I know, it's terrible. It's horrible. For a little bit of perspective, I currently get 100 down and 10 up. I pay $220 a month for that. And it's also infrequent and terrible. It's bad, is what I'm trying to say. And expensive as crap, but whatever. Seriously, I'm like a few blocks away from Google Fiber at this point. Of course, I'm moving. I still need to figure out where my new address is in relation to Google Fiber. But yeah. Anyways, the point being, the real value of Google Fiber, other than the fact that it's cheaper by a huge margin than what I'm paying, download and upload, Darch Monster. Upload is like what I'm doing right now. If I had a better... upload is what determines what I can stream and what I can upload to YouTube. Download is obvious. I don't feel the need to explain that one. It's not just the fact that Google Fiber is way cheaper than any other option for me. They have two really big things that make them better than any other option I currently face. The first thing is it's way more reliable. If I have frequent and regular outages, and I have to constantly cycle my router because, yeah. So that's the first thing, the reliability. The second thing is the customer support. Google Fiber's support, and I know this for a fact because I actually have a friend who is on Fiber right now, is pretty damn good, as most Google support tends to be. Comcast support is the worst support I've ever encountered, ever. Seriously. It's bad. Okay, I think I'm officially going to give up on this quest. I don't think it chains. I already got the chain quest, so... abandoning, because there's other players here. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Before I talk about more lore, I swear I've got more lore to talk about. I want to look up something. Alright. Comcast technically does have support if you have a business account. If you have a residence account, you can go screw yourself. Alright, here we go. Plans. Let's just look what we got right around here. Okay, so the absolute most expensive plan they have is $130 a month. That's, that can't be right. No, that's right. That's 1,000 down and 100 up. And it comes with TV and a terabyte of cloud storage that they host for you. That's $130 a month for that. Wow. The thing I would get is actually $70... Oh, by the way, no installation fee. The thing I would get, because I don't actually care about TV, is $70 a month for 1,000 up, 1,000 down, 100 up, and the terabyte of storage. Yeah, that is ridiculously cheap for the United States. If I want basic internet, I can get 100 down and 100 up for $50 a month. Or, of course, I can get free internet, which, as I've already mentioned, is 10 down and 1 up, which is free. Hang on. Let me punch in my new address here. Forgive me, I'm really curious. Now you guys got me thinking about this. People do still watch TV. I know, weird. Oops. Yeah, okay. Currently not available where my new place will be. That's not really what I'd call a surprise. Oh well. It was worth a shot.
I'm listening.
I hope you found them intact. These may not look like much to you, but these relics hold great value to the people of Starfell. You are kind, Ironman.
Good luck, friend.
Not me, Darch. I've been working for like 4 hours now. Okay. So, hands up. How many of you bothered to get the Winterspring mount all the way back in the day? You'll notice my hand is not going up on this one. I knew someone who did. One guy who did. One guy who bothered doing this quest. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that's the one I want. Not that it matters. All right. So this is funny. This is an enterprising goblin who has decided, rather than going into business for anything else, he's decided to go into business for cooking. This is his smoker. Look at this. This is his smoker. You have to get on a ladder to get up on this thing for where he's got the meat smoking. This is great. I love this.
What's up?
Look around you. You're looking at the largest goblin-owned hunting reserve in Kalimdor. I've got the licenses to shoot and eat everything that walks on the snow from here to Everlook. Let me tell you, they're good eating.
Keep it real.
Doesn't that smell great? Ah, my smoked meats get top dollar, and nobody else provides the exotic flavors I've got out here in the hills. And it's efficient. You do the hunting for a small fee, and my other friends drag the beasts back for skinning and smoking. I've got the market cornered on frost saber meat. Ooh, frost sabers. Those probably taste really good. What else we got? I don't have a very discerning palate, but even I can't stand the taste of those chimeras you find around here. The eggs are another story, however. Chimera eggs are the richest, most buttery eggs you'll find this side of Orgrimmar. Well, way better than boring owl eggs, and not as sulfurous as those weird wildcat eggs. Ew. I'll take as many of them as you can gather.
Keep it real.
How are you?
I've been eating owls my whole life. Owls is good eating. My friend G is a graze. I was the first one that told him to sell owl. Mr. Fancy Pants Worgen here says bears taste better, but don't pay him no mind. You should go hunt yourself some owl. There's plenty of them wandering around south of here. Just stick to the gray ones for now.
Safe travels.
Get gabbing or get going.
Have you ever had the luxury of trying bear meat? I never had the chance to try it in Gilneas, but the bears are simply exquisite. Yes. The shard-toothed bears that roam the south are well marbled with fat from the cold here, and I've been hunting them myself. It's quite a lark, but I much prefer eating them. I recommend you try your hand at the hunt. Stick to the white-pelted shard-tooth, and the captain will go out and bring back any you kill.
Keep your chin up, eh?
Hey, Myron. So this is admittedly something I find fascinating, because this is the kind of thing I could totally see happening
Potential customer.
in real life. Like, if WoW or Azeroth was actually a place. So the whole point here is he sells you what is effectively a license. You go out, you hunt stuff, and their trained professionals go out and capture the meat, you know, the beasts you have,
Keep it real.
skin them, set them up on the smoker, and then you can come back and eat them. So you go out and hunt them, and you come back and you eat the spoils. It's actually a really cool deal, relatively speaking. And again, it's the kind of hunting I tend to prefer, or at least tolerate or understand or whatever. AKA hunting that has a purpose. You are hunting to eat. If we have too much competition, I'm going to tell you right now, we're just going to abandon this quest chain. There's a lot of stuff to kill for these quests. This is basically Nessingwary 5.0, I think, at this point. Because we had Nessingwary, and then we had Nessingwary in BC in Nagrand. Then we had Nessingwary in Shalazar. So I guess this is Nessingwary 4.0. And again, the fact this is 100% kill, because it's just kills. And yeah, as Psychotic points out, they do the messy work. That's pretty much what most businesses in real life revolve around. In general, in almost every example of business, it's going to be simpler and easier for you to go and get the stuff yourself, or order the stuff yourself, or do the stuff yourself. But there are places that will sell you on the convenience of it. Now, speed is part of that too, but for example, it is way, way cheaper to go out and get some meat and cook up your own burgers, right? But people don't want to have to go through the hassle of doing so, so burger joints, you know? And hey, Gnarlix. So yeah, that's effectively what these goblins are selling here, the convenience of it, along with you getting out to go do some hunting. I actually imagine Nessingwary would look at this and at least approve. He wouldn't enjoy it that much, because there's no challenge in it, which is what he's after for the hunt. But he'd at least be like, "Oi, keep on keeping on." Oh, go away. It's just your eggs. I love this, by the way. You get the egg. It's hard, as in like a rock. Is this even an egg? I guess we'll find out. I really hope Nessingwary is in Legion. I know Braun's in Legion. Big shock, I know, right? But I hope Nessingwary is in Legion. Oh wait, no, these are wrong? They are wrong. Speaking of which, this evening I'll be going back to that burger joint that has the stuffed burgers, and I'm really torn. Do you guys think I should go ahead and get another stuffed burger, even though I already know it's amazing? Or should I try something new to see if there's something else that's amazing there? Safety strats? Or bravery strats? What do you think I should do, guys? Oh god. Nessingwary hunts demons and then dies. I'm serious, think about what that would be like. Because I could completely see that happening. Okay, I didn't think those counted. Hang on. Deutsch, could you do me a huge favor and set up a poll for this? I didn't think we'd have this much of a variety. It's literally what I mean, Sonic. It is literally a burger that is stuffed with this incredible spiced local cheese. I don't even know the name of the cheese off the top of my head. It's something they actually make, or rather, the company that owns the place makes. I'm not sure, Fallout. Also, every time I think about eating bear, I just automatically think about eating orangutan. What do you guys think? Should I eat an orangutan? No, I'm kidding. Gewüt! Make your voice heard. Click the thing. And then click the other thing, and then click a third thing, and I think you're done at that point. I gotta be honest, I cannot picture what owl would taste like either. Well, I do have a theory about that, Hylisk, but you're not going to like it. The theory is... Has anyone here ever seen the Star Trek Voyager episode Relativity? I believe there will actually be an episode... Did I already go live? I did a rumination on Relativity, but I don't remember if it's gone live yet or not. I don't think it has. I know someone who's eaten monkey. And, yeah. Well, 2 reasons for that, Bregman. 1, most people don't care about upload. And 2, it's easier for them not to show it so they can screw you over. In fact, I actually had a deal once where someone was like, hey, would you like to upgrade your plan? It'll give you more download speed. And I was like, oh yeah, what's its upload speed? And there's this long pause, and the guy who worked at Comcast had to go look it up. He's like, I don't know. Because they don't even think about upload for the most part. Yes, we are done with Felwood, obviously, I guess. Apparently, Relativity will go live, oh wow, 2 more weeks? Well, I'm going to go ahead and spoil something about that rumination really quick, okay? The guy who wrote it specifically went out of his way to say that he wrote it with the design intent of not thinking about it too much. In other words, he wanted it to just be a fun episode without actually making sense. Why is this relevant? Because that's why the Murlocs are piloting submarines and destroyers and warlords. Because they didn't want you to think about it too much. It's also why alternate Azeroth has not and never will matter. Because they don't want you to think about it too much. Now, the problem here, and I really hate that Hylisk has once again dragged me into talking about warlords, but whatever. The problem here is the fact that this is a have your cake, eat it too kind of a situation they're trying to do. See, I would actually be behind Warlords as a complete, screw it, screw the consequences, break expansion. But it isn't. Warlords is super heavy on character development, has many significant events that actually matter for the characters and their movement, and, on top of that, also has at least 2 major things, if not 3, if not 4, that have a major impact on the rest of the story. The biggest one, of course, being Gul'dan, but Thrall's development and the culmination of the Garrosh storyline, and the entire situation that happens in the Spires of Arak is very relevant. And the development of the nature of the Legion is very relevant. So, I mean, they were like, well, it doesn't matter, but it totally matters. Anyway, splendid, splendid. I've been watching Captain bring bear after bear back to camp. Oh, I can't wait to see them thrown in the smoker. Maybe I'll have a taste of them raw. Many find the meat of the shard-toothed bears to be too gamey for their taste. I disagree, though I'm not one to judge the tastes of others. The shard-toothed maulers, however, their brown-furred cousins to the south, have much more tender flesh. Oh, especially in their paws. Oh. I've heard the snout is considered a delicacy. Continue the hunt! See if you can bag those maulers for old Francis. I really hope Yrel, and I hate to say this, but I hope she doesn't come to the rest of Azeroth. That would just be like, on the one hand I want her to, because I like Yrel as a character, but on the other hand it's like, make up your mind. I agree, Gnarlix. But I'm done. I'm done talking about Warlords. You guys keep baiting me into it. No more. We will never again talk about Warlords of Draenor. Yeah, Hylisk. Pretty much. Okay. Hey, I am $. Good news, guys. As of right now, there is no word about Yrel being in Legion. They can Origin? They don't have to. Really, Magister? Holy crap. Quick, we gotta come up with something lore-wise to talk about. Did you know that smoked meat is awesome? I was gonna say Permeus. They've literally already contradicted that. Because, yeah. Oh, also hunters are druids, while we're on the subject. They're a specialized form of druids, but they are definitely druids. Seriously, though, the hunters are druids, that's a thing. Captain's been bringing back bags full of owls. Can't wait to try it. Maybe even Mr. Fancy Pants Francis here will even have some. Them smaller owls sure are tasty, but Good Grub says there's even bigger folks around there. They make a heck of a noise when you tussle with them. He says they're the best owls he's ever tasted or sold, and I believe him. Why don't you go rustle up for this while I keep arguing with Francis? No, Sonic. I could not. I am a huge, huge omnivore. Have you ever played any other MMOs, Breno? If you haven't, the answer is Hunter. If you have, you need to decide if you want to play a melee or a mage cast. But Hunter is by far the easiest to learn, especially when you're starting off, and the most flexible. It is fairly hard to master and do properly, but yes. Yes, it is the one. You want me to prove it, because that's you. What did... Go away. What did... Go away! Where was I? Blah, blah, blah. Connection to druidic magic. Blah, blah. I need something more concrete than that. I am curious why you would say they're not Zawan, since everything about them screams druid. With the addition of gnome hunters in Legion, hunters will become the second class available to all races. The first class available to all races is warriors. I would agree about marksman hunters. Okay, so I'm not finding it, and I don't want to stall the lore run for too long, so on. But basically, there is a specific thing talking specifically about the blood elf, or high elf, I should say, high elf hunters, and how high elf hunters actually grew out of their own druids, like the druids that came over with that were high elves from forever ago. That's the wrong kind of frog. Oh, no, that counts. Are the ones who basically shifted their focus, shifted their talents towards becoming the rangers, specifically. So hunters in general are, I guess, probably the simplest way to put this in full lore was that hunters can be druids. Also, guys, stop. Just leave it be, okay? Seriously. Neither I nor Deutsch have any hesitation about banning people, even temporarily. Drop it. That rule exists for a reason. Yeah, the Farstriders do have a little bit of druidicness in their styling. I would argue that, like, a beast hunter is probably the closest thing to an actual druid amongst hunters, with survival being like, not really, and marksman being, you know, not at all, basically. Especially since marksman actually channels arcane energies. So, you know. It's a rule on my channel we don't get into certain hot-button topics, Origin, because most people can't discuss those without getting into arguments, and if you want to do that, there's other places you can do that. Not on my show. Hey, Shamrock. What's up? Right now we're finishing up Kalimdor, actually. Pretty soon, I think. Zawun thinks hunters are not druids. Whereas I think they can be. That's a good point. We have literally seen a hunter tame a bear. That is to say, a druid before. But yeah, that's that whole natural connection, druidic magic, using of the natural elements thing just screams druid to me. I've assumed that for years. Even before the Blood Elf, or excuse me, the High Elf connection. Now, Rangers are different than Hunters, because Hunter is a class, and as you may or may not be aware, Hunter classes in WoW are more like broad categorizations of specialties rather than an actual specialty. In lore, for example, if you're a priest, you are a holy priest, or a disciplined priest, or a shadow priest. You know, very, very few in-lore characters are a priest, if you understand the distinction. And I think priest is the best one to really emphasize that, because priests are really different from each other in terms of what they're doing. In fact, they're basically the opposite of each other. I like that comparison. I could go with that. Dude, Shadow's a vegan. And that's fine. Shadow doesn't go arguing about the realities of veganism or the nature of humanity on my chat. Because A, there's a time and a place for that and it's not on my show, and B, he has no interest in just arguing with people. Discipline in lore is different, yes, but it's mostly a difference in what's a good word to use here? It's mostly a difference in application. Both discipline and holy priests use the light. That is specifically, same power source, if you will, same draw source. But a holy priest specifically uses it to restore and to burn. A disciplined priest uses it to, I'm saying that wrong. A holy priest uses it to restore and renew. A disciplined priest uses it to prevent and to burn. Now, it is worth noting that they've actually been kind of moving away from that, and I don't like that. To be as blunt as I can, I do not actually like the fact that disciplined priests are moving away from being the bubble guys. For those of you not aware, originally the whole shtick of disciplined priest was bubbles. Shadow Word, Power Word Shield, basically. And everything they did was centered around that. Then they added the Atonement, well, okay. And that was just true for 3 expansions, Vanilla, BC, and Wrath. Cata came along and kind of changed that a little bit. So, Cataclysm, they added the Atonement idea, where priests would damage and heal in so damaging. And they've kind of been shifting more in that direction ever since, which is why I mentioned that burning part. Using it to burn. in addition to you know, just protecting you from damage. Based on what I've seen of the changes in Legion, it's actually kind of likely that they're trying to shift it so priests basically don't have bubbles at all. And again, I don't like that. I like preventative healing, because that's what Discipline Priests were. Preventative healing. I would be okay with them shifting away from it if we had something else to do preventative healing, but we don't. We have nothing in the game other than Disc Priests who actually do preventative healing. The closest we have, and this is just kind of an in-between situation, is the Hots that Druids do, which is a little bit different. But anyway, so... Alright, kid. Time to head further in and kill the guys you've been killing already. This all's nice and good, but further to the west you'll find much bigger kitties. Pride Watchers and Huntresses have a lot more muscle, and it makes the most amazing burger patties. Oh, they sell like crazy. Give me a ping when you've cleared house. We'll see how you're doing about the main course. Shrug, Zewon? I got nothing to answer to that one for, so all I can do is shrug at you on that one. Oh, never mind. I totally misunderstood that. I'm sorry. I was reading that too quickly. I get you now. I get you. Okay. Interesting. I thought you were talking about Forsaken wielding druidic power, to which I'm like, okay. Yeah, light. Gotcha. I gotcha. They do have an ability to do damage. It's very, very weak and very, very limited in lore and in gameplay. You know, a holy priest is not intended to be a DPS. But they do have an ability, I can't even remember what it's called right now. Smite, that's it, they have Smite. And at one point in time, priests had literally only, holy priests, literally only had one offensive spell, and that was Smite itself. Yeah, Holy Fire has been added after some time, and I think as of now, Smite and Holy Fire are actually it. I'm not sure about that. I haven't been a Holy Priest since, Kata, I want to say. Oh, no, you're right. They've got the chakra thing now, as of Pandaria, don't they? Forgot about that. Ah, memories. Damn it. Penance is discipline. Yes, I know, Hylisk. We're in agreement on that one. That took me a moment to get the joke, Darsh Monster. Once upon a time, I believe this is lead up to Wrath, they were actually going to do this, they were going to do a holy form, similar to shadow form, which basically made you bathed in light and give you these awesome wings. It was actually quite cool looking. And then they went a completely different direction with that, which I felt was a shame. Gotcha. That's why I'm like, okay. Yeah, I liked the idea of holy form a lot, actually. There's only one time in my life I've actually enjoyed playing a holy priest, and it was whenever they had the chakra system, where you could drop the big old glyph on the ground, or do the major heal to a single target, or the other thing I don't even remember what it is because I never used it. That's the only time I've actually enjoyed healing as a holy. My priest has always been shadow or discipline. Awesome, Zewon. Beautiful! I'm watching the captain drag back all this stuff right now, and it's gorgeous sight. As for the next course... Time for the big kill, pal. Shira Tom lurks to the north, largest frost saber of them all. You should feel honored. There's no fiercer game for a hunter to match their skill against, other than the other fiercer games that you match your skill against. And if you saw the cash I'm bringing being offered by gourmands that want a piece of this fellow, your eyes would pop out. Once you got her, head on back to camp. Don't want to totally exhaust our frost saber population in one day. Oh my god. Yeah, Bragwin, there's an ability holy priests get to keep healing after they die, and you're the spirit form, the spirit healer form. When you glyph it, you actually look like a Valkyr. And literally every holy priest I know has that glyph. I know that's only like 5 people, but still. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You're not hostile. So here, as we say, is where the nostalgia comes in. And there was the mount. Sigh. Just wanted to show that off really quick. You cannot, Origin. Sorry. Well, I never played Priest in Vanilla. I played Priest in BC and up. I will tell you one thing that was interesting about healing in BC. It was called heal canceling. The way you would do it is you'd watch the swings of the boss and see how much damage he was actually doing to the tank. And so you would always be casting, literally non-stop casting greater heal on the tank. But you wouldn't always let it complete. You'd be like, eh. And some people would jump, and some people would scooch to the back. But whatever it is you do, you interrupt your cast, and then you just keep casting again, and you interrupt it, and you keep casting it again, until you actually see them take the hit. Then you let the heal conclude, so they can actually take the heal. It was pretty much the most effective way to ensure that they got healed the moment they needed to, because at all points in time, you have a heal going, ready to cast. You know, you're already starting the cast animation. It was pretty required for some bosses that hit really hard in BC. And yes, I do, Godric. I remember the different ranking things. I remember in some bosses you would use lower ranks because with enough gear, pretty much no matter what, it was better. And it was cheaper, and in some cases you could actually make it free. I didn't actually use macros until Wrath. Seriously. I've been using add-ons since Vanilla, but I didn't really get into macros until Wrath. Yeah, back when I was actually raiding seriously in Wrath, we actually had a rule. If you were a certain amount of overhealing, well, let's just say that our healer lead would be having a word with you. If you didn't fix it soon, you lose your raid slot. We were pretty strict on overhealing in Wrath raiding. Now you might be like, well, that seems really unfortunate. Well, let me explain my reasoning a little bit. Overhealing is a crutch. Someone who leans on overhealing, especially in Wrath, when mono regen was about half the time was an issue, you're not actually getting better. You are, in fact, degenerating in terms of your healing skill, because all you're doing is mashing your face into the heal button over and over and over. And so when we started doing the really hard stuff, the heroic stuff and the achievements, we needed people who were at the top of their game. If you were the kind of idiot who was just mashing into overhealing, you weren't at the top of your game. You follow? You were not trying hard enough, and therefore you were not in our main raid team. You can be in the alt raid team, but you can't be in the stuff that's actually going for the world firsts. Or, excuse me, the server firsts. Define easy, Origin. What's wrong with overhealing is this. I can actually explain it really, really simply. Let's say that we're fighting a super insanely difficult boss, and I need to be very careful with my mana consumption, because every now and again we need to just blow the crap out of it. Right? So I need to be trying to be very careful with my mana regen until... Oh god, heal, 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 heal. I can name several bosses like that. And yeah, it's lazy is the short answer. Because someone who is used to overhealing will just burn mana into someone's face and never bother trying to understand when to heal, or understanding how to conserve their mana, or understanding how to do anything with their class other than just mashing buttons without thinking about it. So when we hit that actually hard boss where they actually have to really start managing their mana, they don't know how to because they never tried to. They never practiced it. They never got that skill. You follow? So now all of a sudden we're at a detriment because, you know, now we've got one of our major healers in our team, one of 5 of our healers, 6 healers, depending on the class, or depending on the boss, who has no idea what they're doing. So yeah, no, we were pretty strict on overhealing when we were doing progression raids. So here's the difficulty thing, okay? Oh, hang on, let's read the quest first. Oh, you gotta try some of this, Iron Man. Oh, these maulers are perfectly tenderized. Oh, probably because of the pummeling you gave them. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, I've heard it said, you are what you eat. I don't know if I believe that, but if it's true, I want to eat the strongest creature I can find. Wrong way. Ursulus is easily the largest bear in Winterspring. He eats first when his pack of Shardtooth bring down a chimera or an owlbear. He claims the most comfortable cave, and he has considerable influence with the females. He's my kind of bear. I want to eat him! Yeah. So in answer to Origin's question, it is much easier to level than it was in vanilla. And in my opinion, that's a good thing. It is much easier to start doing dungeons and raiding than it was in vanilla. And in my opinion, that's a good thing. Most of the actual raids in heroics, or I guess normals now, and mythics are much harder. And in my opinion, that's a good thing. So it kind of depends on what you're talking about in specific. Dungeons are much easier. Well, that's not quite true. That's not quite true, actually. When you first hit heroics, heroics will beat the crap out of you. Especially if you have a group of people who don't know what they're doing. Like, what's the name of that one dungeon? Hang on just a second. Hey, QX. What's up? Grimrail. The trash on Grimrail Heroic will destroy you if you either aren't overgearing it or don't know what you're doing when you're early on. That dungeon is actually pretty hard, and I actually really enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to some of the new dungeons. In fact, a lot of the new dungeons look really fun. And hey, Smash. Sorry, I didn't even see you there. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's also worth noting, as I've pointed out many times, a lot of vanilla raids weren't actually hard. Because they hadn't quite figured out what they were doing mechanic-wise. Remember, this was Blizzard's first MMO. Now, granted, they had a lot of their EverQuest team working on it. That's one of the reasons they actually had a leg up on most of the competition. But still, they hadn't quite figured out things like balance. They hadn't actually figured out things like how much health a boss should have. Or how much, you know, a given damage a given attack should use, you know. So they were just kind of making up numbers as they went. Wow, Gnarlex. I can't agree with you, Zawan, but for a simple reason. I've always felt that 5-mans are just as important, literally as important to the overall story of WoW as raids. Now that's just my impression. I don't have anything like driving that. But, you know, I like, you know, I don't know. I do think certain characters should be saved for raids, absolutely. But I like still making a difference in a 5-man, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of a really good example of that. come on, I need 2 more. Yes, I do. Psychotic. Cat is another good example of when you first got to heroic dungeons. They were hard. Especially since most people had gotten into the mindset of Wrath dungeons, which was AoE down. You know, AoE them down, right? Group them up and AoE them down. In Kata, you did that and you'd get mulched. The trash was really tuned up in damage, and so CC suddenly became back into a thing. And then they nerfed them. Yeah, I know. Damn it, come on. It was actually funny. I knew at least 3 people personally who had been so out of the habit of CCing, they weren't aware of what they could CC. You know how each class can CC a different type of thing? They weren't aware of what their class could CC, so they were like, go sap that guy. Okay. No, the guy... And I talked, you know, I'd get to my my druid and I'm like, could you sleep that one bear? Huh? Look in your spell book. You know. Admittedly, the only reason I knew that stuff is because I did progression stuff in BC. And if you remember, the heroics in BC were absolutely brutal. In my opinion, the heroics in BC were actually too brutal. They were pretty damn rough. And yeah, you needed lots of CC and decent gear to push through those. I felt like the initial Kata heroics were pretty much the sweet spot for me personally. Still require CCing, still require paying attention, still require gear, but not so punishing as to be unrewarding. You know? Oh, come on. I need 2 more. Nothing is more brutal. What's Deathlock again? That's true, the BC heroics were the first heroics ever added to the game. Again, that whole getting used to it thing. I need 2 owls. That's all I need. It's 2 freaking owls. Oh my god, I'm going to stab every other player who plays this game! Get out of my game! No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I really am kidding. I rant about it a lot, but it's mostly because it's a joke. Oh god, heroic Shattered Halls. Yeah, I was actually literally specifically thinking of heroic Shattered Halls when I thought about Overtuned. Although, heroic Arcatraz also comes to mind. And heroic Shadow Labyrinth, to name another one. Hey, War Wager. I'm glad you're liking it. You said there's a story, right? Yeah, heroic Sethic Halls. Oh my god, heroic Sethic Halls. Oh. The funny thing was, not all of the heroics were scaled linearly. Again, you get that whole impression that they were just getting started and learning what they were doing thing. Because, for example, heroic Steam Vaults was actually quite easy compared to most of the others, despite being a high-level dungeon. And so was heroic, Underbog. But heroic, Slave Pens was actually much, much rougher than heroic Underbog, you know? An add-on that's to be built into the actual game engine? Honestly, I do think DBM would probably be a good inclusion to the game engine. Other than that, I'd probably lean towards Xpearl. I rely on Xpearl so much for my visibility and figuring out what's going on. I can live without Bartender if I have to, but playing without Xpearl has been driving me crazy on these characters. It's actually Z-Pearl now, because X-Pearl was discontinued. And there was a bit of a controversy about X-Pearl. I don't know how that actually ended up. I stopped watching it. Oh my god, these owls will never respawn. Oh my god. Ah, there's an owl! I knew it, I just had to say something. Quick, quick, quick. Ah, come to me! Come to me, so that I might kill you. One more. One more owl. That's all I need. I used grid when I was raiding because I could set up specifically tracking specific debuffs, which was pretty much required for a lot of the heroic raiding I was doing at the time. You know, I need to watch this exact debuff because that's my job. I need to watch this debuff because it tells me which players have been hit with such and such, you know, that kind of a thing. In fact, while I was raiding there, I actually used X-Pearl and Grid simultaneously. And I just used the different, one for some information and the other for others. Yeah, that's a good point. BC dungeon bosses do talk a lot, don't they? There have been 2 add-ons that Blizzard has shut down that I'm aware of. Oh, god damn it. God damn, I should have stayed over here. Oh, no, I see one, I see one. Go. Go. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Oh, god. I got it. It's okay. We did it. We defeated the other players. Whew. Quick, get the next quest, because it's that one. It's this guy right here. Ah, get him. Okay, we got him. You know, I never understand that question easy. I read the quests, I read the books. You know. I listen to the developers. I don't know. Local legend tells of a mighty owl that circles the mountaintops like death on wings. You might call it a death wing. Shortly after, they were told the name was already taken, so they settled on a moniker that evoked a similar sense of horror and dread. Hailhoot. Hailhoot can be found atop the mountain to the southwest. Silence the infernal nocturnal, so we can eat her. Nom, 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 nom. Tasty owls. Nom, nom, nom.
Yo!
Amazing, kid. You're a cut above. I went through about 5 different contracted hunters trying to get that cat. Well, we found 2 of them after the captain got the corpse, but let's not dwell on that.
Hurry back! Time is money, friend!
Nice eggs. He's a go-over with a little bear bacon. Hey, Francis, got any bear meat left over?
Glad I could help!
Yeah, what do you
What
want?
can I do for you?
Hailhoot is slain, and I expect her meat is just as succulent as you'd expect. Today, we eat a legend.
Have a good one.
Ain't you a chipper-looking one?
Ursius is not delicious. He tastes like a combination of pine cones and curdled milk, only oilier. Are you sure this is Ursius, the big bear in the cave? This is horrible! It honestly tastes like this meat has been steeped in urine. I don't feel like I'm getting any stronger. Oh, it's really bad. Do you want to try some?
Watch your back.
There are books about WoW, yes. Plural. It was okay, Gnarlix. I didn't forget. I actually specifically went to bed early. But it was a little bit rough. So what do we got here? We've got the Ursius flank. He didn't want to eat it, so he gave it to you. The Hellhoot barbecue. You're about to eat a legend. The Chillwind omelet. Best served cold. And, of course, the Shira Tom steak. Hope you aren't shy. Hey, Marley. Time to finish up Winterspring. There's really only the 2 quest hubs left, and really only one of them matters, and it's the last one we're going to do. I remember that one, Mind Blessed. Oh yeah, so the 2 add-ons that were considered cheating. Sorry, I never finished talking about that. Add-on number 1 was the original form of decursive. Now there was a lot of pushback when they banned this add-on. But looking back with experience, I can see why they did. The original form of decursive was you hit a button, and it automatically selected who to decurse and decursed them. Now, it's understandable why we did that, because back in vanilla, Blizzard went hog wild with dispel, with stuff you had to dispel. In fact, there's an entire boss centered around that mechanic. I'm of course referring to Noth the Plaguebringer in Noxoramus. So when they nerfed that, it was considered really for, you know, just bad. It was considered bad form on their part to go ahead and nerf that like that. However, they then fixed decursive and made it so now you can actually click a thing, and there's like basically a separate window, and you could click them and then dispel them that way. So that was a nice in-between solution there. The other one that was considered cheating, I don't remember the name of it, but it basically allowed you to draw and like have it be like, okay, so this is going to go this way, and and there would be like an arrow that would actually render on your screen. Now, I don't mean like a 2D ender. I mean like the ground would spawn an arrow pointing that way, saying go over this way, you know, that kind of a thing. Whether that was cheating or not was debated back and forth a lot, but Blizzard finally put their foot down and said, yes, this add-on's cheating, discontinue it. And so they did. We actually tried using it briefly in our raid guild, and we actually didn't like it.
What brings you here?
So some of the members of our guild were huge proponents of it. They were insisting we make it a mandatory part of raiding, and I'm like, eh. And I was actually one of the main. I was an officer. I was a tank lead at that point, and my basic response was no. It wasn't just about the cheating. It was again that whole laziness problem. You'll just see a giant arrow being like, whoa, and it's like, okay. And the best part was sometimes you couldn't actually see what it was doing. So people who didn't know the fights, who were used to seeing the arrow or whatever telling them where to go, wouldn't see it underneath the actual graphics of the spells and would be like, huh. So these are all blue dragons. All of these people here, by the way. Except for that guy. You are Iron Men, yes? Good, you will serve well. I require the aid of one such as yourself.
What brings you here?
We of the Blue Dragons have been forced out of our home, Maztharil. An impostor by the name of Umbran has taken advantage of us in our weakest hour, and now occupies the cave. Maztharil is a place of extremely potent magic, and he does not know how to wield it. Even the wildlife suffers. The beasts nearby have been altered. Please, Pandaren, I must ask you a favor. Gather their brains. You had me until the brains, lady. I mean, just brains? You want me to gather brains for you? Haven't I gathered enough brains lately? I actually ripped the brain of a dwarf out in the Southern Barrens. And brains of dwarves out in Howling Fjord, for that matter. Huh. So yes, the reason the Blue Dragonflight originally chose Maztharil as one of their primary locations was because of the fact that it was so, whoa there. Because of the fact that it was so, it was a Lexus line? A ley line was here. And it also, yeah, I know, right, Norlix? Credit goes to WKC and Zeiss for those two donations. But there was a ley line here, and a huge amount of magical power flowing into that cave specifically, the cave of Maztharil. As you can see, we're getting mono-autled brains. Arcane in the membrane. Arcane in the brain. So as you can see, these creatures are flooded with arcane magic right now, because the person in there has no idea what he's doing with it. This is another one of those dragons trying to watch over a dangerous aspect of the world kind of situations. Because even though the blue dragons here were very hostile, the main reason why... the main reason why... was because of that. Was because they had the magic power pumping into them and causing them issues. And of course, they were trying to keep anyone else away from it. There were a couple. Yes, it is. There were a couple of friendly blue dragons around here that you would actually do quests for. One from Ubris, which would actually lead you here, and I believe one other, which involved Chromie, unless that's the same chain I'm thinking of, because the blue dragon would literally knock you from here into the western Plagueland. Excuse me. Hey, Jonga. Thank you, Gnarlix, for the donation. It's okay, Zoan. It doesn't matter yet. Yeah, friendly blue dragon. Sorry, blue, black. Too many similarities between blue and black. Letter-wise. Bull. They literally knocked you into the next time zone, yes. At least I'm assuming that over here is another time zone from over here. I mean, holy crap.
I am listening.
Mazthro belongs to the Blue Dragonflight. This is not right. Let's see what I can do with these.
Hello.
What a shame. Whatever Umbran has been doing, he's preventing me from doing his, undoing his magic. He is wiser than I anticipated. I do have a backup plan, however. I have seen Albeasts enter and leave Mazthro even after Umbrans took control. Their ancient druidic magic must be capable of disabling Umbrances. Luckily, I happen to be somewhat of an expert in their methods. Travel south. You will find a chest with a dream catcher in it. Okay, I can do that. Not quite as many War Wager. Close. And you never answered me, or at least I didn't see it. What was the, how was the Battle Fleet Gothic stuff? And yes, the plugin has been fixed. We're going to start having backgrounds there. As was originally the plan, and just kind of fell apart there. If you're referring to the thing in the lower leftish, Origin Chaos, that is our donation incentive. So, that's a thing. These Albeast's sacred caves are located to the east. Within several of these caves, you should find totems. I want you to approach and gather whatever essence you can from them. The Dreamcatcher should absorb it. Okay. It's a little creepy sounding, but I can do that. See you around, Marley. Hopefully you won't have sushi like Myron did. No, I'm kidding. Have sushi. Have fun. I'm getting stuffed burgers today. I can't complain. Whoa! What happened to you?
Blood and thunder.
What happened to me, you ask? Listen, monk, and listen well, for my tale is one of tragedy. I was sent here to recover relics. I only made it this far before I was overwhelmed with a flurry of wings and talons. How they roared and pecked. I now lay here, a broken orc, with nothing but vengeance on my mind. Please, monk, if you have any sense of honor, you will help me go into the thicket and kill everything in the universe. Let's see. Looks like, apparently, people want me to try something new when I go to dinner this evening. You got it, guys. Something new it is. So, who here would like me to go ahead and start a little bit of the Eastern Kingdoms tonight, rather than doing it all tomorrow? Anybody? Just as like a preview teaser thing. Because there's one little series of quests which is pretty different in Cataclysm, and could lead nicely into something else, if we were to do it. We don't have to, though. In fact, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and skip those quests? Those actually don't. We're not going to be doing Westfalls. Westfalls. I mean, we'll be doing Westfall eventually, but we won't be doing Westfall immediately. Obviously. Apparently, I'm being threatened with a riot if I don't start. Correct, Carlys. We have not actually done the Eastern Kingdoms yet on camera. I do wish we weren't actually playing a rogue. But whatever. I will endure playing a rogue for your guys' sake. Yes, I've never done the Eastern Kingdoms. This will be brand new to me. I hear there's like humans over there, which is weird. Can you believe humans being in a fantasy game? That's just crazy. Oh, wow. Yeah, they used to be humans, I really should say. Nowadays, they call themselves Forsaken. The way it worked, Permeus, was we set up a poll for which class I should play as, and the top the top 6 classes were the ones that we are ending up playing for the Lorerun. Rogue was actually 6th. I believe Warlock was 7th. I don't remember. It's been a while. But yeah, that's why we're playing a Rogue, because you guys are forcing me to. I hate you guys, by the way. I actually know a lot of people who do that last XL. I'd be okay with that. No, I'm not in the habit of slapping my own viewers, believe it or not. It says it's... But that should have been the... No, that is the life totem. We could do another poll for that. It won't be relevant today, but it'll be relevant tomorrow. I just don't like playing Rogue. That's really all that boils down to. I don't enjoy the playstyle. It's literally all there is to that. So I got that one. Where the hell's... Is it moved over here? No. That's not in there. Also, I do have a long-standing grudge against rogues. Because for some people reason, people keep calling them rouges. You think that's bad, Bregwin? I can't even solo Dragon Soul on my level 100 rogue. Granted, her gear is crap. What are you doing, Ironman? We need that essence. The Dreamcatcher is charged. We are nearly ready to take Maztharil. I don't want our gambit to fail, Ironman. Such a failure would only draw attention to our efforts, giving Umbran such an opportunity to hone his defenses. No, we have to do this right the first time. The Frost Whisper Gorge to the south provides us powerful ice elementals. The water within these elementals' holes should amplify the powers of your Dreamcatcher, ensuring our efforts. Okay. Yes, Rouge killed my parents. My honor has been restored. Partially. My tale continues, for I have left portions of my honor elsewhere in this forest. It has not been a very easy journey for me.
Strength.
My mysterious benefactors gave me more than one task. The second task took me farther south to the Frost Whisper Gorge. I was surprised to learn the gorge's bridge had been broken in two, preventing land travel to the other side. In addition, the juvenile Frostmaw tumblers were separated from their stronger adult parents. I thought I could defeat them in battle. I was wrong.
For the Horde.
The Frostmaw giants would have been the problem if not for that damned Frostilicus. When the ground shook and the bridge broke, he and his fellow water elementals seeped out of the earth and took over the bottom of the gorge, forcing the giants out. Damn you, Frostilicus! You would do me a great honor if you would send him back to the ground, monk. Yes, I did, Netherzim. It's actually live on YouTube right now, if you really feel like watching it. That is, of course, up to you. Goodbye forever, Netherzim. May the wind be at your back. No. I didn't do a lore run of Tor. I did a let's play of Tor. I'm just linking that for anybody who cares about rouges. Did I? Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, the Tor lore run almost convinced me not to do a lore run of WoW. Seriously. Damn it. Hang on just a second, guys. Now I gotta look something up. You've ruined me. Oh, crap. There we go. Okay, hang on. Give me a minute. Aha! That's what I thought, Norlex. Oh, it's in the thumbnail. But it's labeled as a Let's Play. So screw you. I still win. Everyone destroy Norlex for me. Okay, where the hell was I? So screw you. Back to WoW. God. Being called out by my own viewers here. I should pretend to be like, you know, a typical stream review, whatever. Completely ignore my viewers. Oh, yes. So, I hate to talk about something here in a negative manner. I'm not going to name names, but I saw someone streaming Diablo 3 the other day. And I was like, oh, cool, this should be interesting. It was one of the most boring things I've ever seen. It was literally just a guy on a headset listening to some music while playing D3. Didn't say anything. He had like 500, 600 viewers, way more than I do, of course. Like by leaps and bounds, far more popular than I am. And he was just sitting there playing D3. Like, yep, playing D3. Yep, still playing. Yep. Except he wasn't saying anything at all. Literally zero dialogue. No interaction with anything or anyone. I'm not even sure why he had a mic on. It was so confusing. I didn't know what to make of that. Really, Hylas? Why? He might have been Origin, I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Hylisk. And I was so confused. By the way, check it out. Here's the bridge. As you can see, it used to kind of go from there to there. Cataclysm kind of broke it down. A little harder to get over there now. I'm sorry, Mind Blast. I will stop talking. But yeah, I have legitimately in the past thought about stopping talking, basically, since that appears to be what is so popular by people who are way more popular than I am. And yeah, I decided not to because that would drive me absolutely insane. Like sitting here playing without talking to you guys would just be Yes, I have permies. That made me laugh. I have more than that right now. You got it, Nethrazine. From now on, it'll all be this and this and that and that and this and that and that and this. I'll do one of those like 30-second videos. All right, here's WoW's history in 30 seconds. Okay, so let me think about this for a moment. So there's the Titans, and then there's the Old Gods, and then there's a war, and then there's demons, and then we fight against them, and we defeat the Lich King, and then we defeat Deathwing, and now we're going after the Legion at the end. There you go. WoW's lore in 30 seconds. Did I miss anything? But I don't... Well, okay, I do know some women with large memories, but I don't know any who are physically near me right now. There's one in Seattle. That's all I got. No, I don't think I did, Call Me Fives. I saw one stream that made me laugh so much. So I've been made fun of before because I have relatively smaller amount of my screen, my real estate, devoted to the game than most streamers do. And the reason why, and I've just explained this many, many times, is because of this up here. I need the chat on the window because all these go live to my YouTube, right? And that's a line in the sand. I'm not crossing that. I've never crossed that, at least not deliberately. So that's a mandatory thing, right? So I have less real estate to devote towards the actual game. Now, I mentioned that. I mentioned that because I have seen people where basically this is reversed. If you're looking at my stream layout right now, imagine this square over here is the game, and that giant window over there is the webcam. And that's how they do it. And every time I see that, I'm like, huh. Okay. I mean, somebody likes it, so, you know, good on them, but... I don't know what to make of that. No, I'm playing in 4:3 aspect. These are the edges of my screen right here. It's really disorienting, because I normally play it in 16 by 9 or 10, I forget which.
What do you need?
Be glad the adult giants are trapped on the other side of that gorge. They are far hardier than the tumblers you fought.
Go with honor.
If I survive my wounds, I will always remember your name, monk. Whenever the wind whistles through the trees, I will hear your name. Thank you.
Go forth
You're
to
welcome.
victory.
That is true, Hylisk. Yeah. Hey, Deutsch. We were just talking about other streamers for a bit. I have deliberately gone out of my way to not mention the name of other streamers because I'm not interested in bad-mouthing anybody.
I am listening.
Oh God, what are you linking me, Permeus? Oh God. I can already tell this is going to be terrible. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy crap. I know what that's Cosmos, or whatever she calls herself nowadays. I don't actually remember what she calls herself now. Oh my God, here you go, guys. Here you go. Oh, these are terrible. These are so bad. That one's not too bad. I don't know why that one belongs in here. Oh my God. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at this. Moving on. Welcome back. You've done well, Iron Man.
What brings you here?
Maztharil's innate magic can wreak unimaginable havoc if mishandled. Umbrance's wanton casting within the cavern has opened up a number of tesseracts, or in other words, portals, connecting to other worlds. If I am to return to Maztharil, the tesseracts must be closed. The Dreamcatcher will close the portals, buying you safe entrance into Umbrance's lair, but first defeat whatever comes out of the tesseracts. It might be Loki.
I am listening.
Umbrance lurks in the back of Maztharil. Unfortunately, I am unable to join you on this quest. While I'd love to get my hands on that snake, Maztharil's magic would rip me apart in its current state. No, I need you to finish this for me. Okay. Time to go after Umbrans. Bonus question. How many of you remembered who this guy was when you did this quest before you looked it up or before you'd heard him talk? And I'm going to go ahead and raise my hand, but there's a reason for this. I'm going somewhere. This isn't bragging. It's just, we'll talk about it in just a second. Anyone else remember who Umbrans was when you first did this quest without looking it up? I like how there's void creatures, demons, things from Outland, all sorts of things from all across the cosmos in here. This is some guy from Zoroth, which is the demon world the warlocks got their mount from back in vanilla. So, I'll go ahead and tell you who Umbrans is. Anyone remember Sunken Temple in vanilla? Because I do. Sunken Temple had this awesome quest towards the end, where you defeat the Shade of Iranicus. Now, Iranicus is a green dragon, a very powerful green dragon, actually, one of the strongest, other than Izara herself. And so at the end, you defeat him, and you did a quest to try and redeem him, and you're trying to figure out where exactly you could take his essence, because you don't really have a particularly strong place to put it. You know, someone has to actually have the understanding and knowledge, dimensional ooze, of dragon essences in order to try and redeem Iranicus or save him from his shade state. So we brought him to this guy in Winterspring, called Umbrans. And then the quest stopped. Now, technically, we actually have seen what happened to Iranicus after that point in time, because he was involved in the opening of the Scarab Wall, the Gate of Anchorage. So, in case you were wondering what he was doing with that essence of Iranicus that we brought to him to salvage, and I quote, "Oh, those dragon essences I've collected. The power is exhilarating. You can't take this away from me. Not now, not ever!" So yeah, adventurers had been bringing him the essences of dragons because he built himself up a reputation of being someone who could work with dragons and dragon essences and spirits, so he could eat them and grow stronger from the effort. Mages and their auto blink. Hey, Nerazos. I feel really bad for what we did with Iranicus. That's a weird thing to happen.
What brings you here?
What the hell's?
Hello. I am listening.
It will take some time for Mazthril to recover, but she will. The blue dragonflight is far from dead. We're merely inches from dead.
What brings you here?
And you have our thanks, Iron Man. Oh, we never did the other poll, did we? Well, we are done. We are done with the Kalimdor. We have completed it. Nothing left to do now. Do you guys really want me to show off just a little bit of the Eastern Kingdoms before we kill it for the night? Because I can do that. I have that power.
Hail
We are fairly gullible, Last Exile. I know exactly which bit I will show off if we show off a little bit. Because it's just going to be like a teaser, if you will. Then for your viewing enjoyment, may I present the Gnomes.
Given the recent political upheaval in Ironforge, the Gnomes have suddenly found themselves unwelcomed guests within the city. Leveraging their ingenious technologies and unquenchable spirit for adventure, the Gnomes have begun to reevaluate their role within Cosmodan. Under the inventive leadership of High Tinker Gelbin Mechatork, the Gnomes now plan a daring campaign against the barbarous Trogs to retake their former capital of Gnomeregan. With the odds stacked against them, the Gnomes are counting on brave heroes such as you to stand and be counted. Your people's greatest hour draws near.
Welcome to Welcome to Gnomeregan! The time has come to save our people once and for all from the villainous wiles of the enemy. Together we will make Gnomeregan truly the home of all gnomes everywhere. Except for the fact that we totally can't, because we suck. Yay! So you notice we actually start out in Gnomeregan, towards the entrance, but still.
Can I help you?
My name is Nevin Twistwrench, and I'm the commander of the Survivor Assistance Facilitation Expedition. Safe. I don't know how you managed to survive the radiation down here, but most of my others haven't fared so well. My team is rounding up survivors, but the radiation-addled leper gnomes are too numerous for us to hold back. They've lost their minds! If you're still strong enough to wield a weapon or cast a spell, could you help us clear out some of the leper gnomes?
You have a great day now.
So I love this. Story-wise, a brand new gnome created in Cataclysm is either a gnome who was one of the survivors of Gnomeregan or one of the survivors of Operation Gnomeregan. You get to choose. It's up to you. You know, which one you want to do. Also, gnomes. Oh yeah, gnomes are awesome. Gotta love the bouncy pink hair. I know it's hard to tell in the current lighting, but it's awesome. We must defeat the gnomes! The other gnomes, not us. So as you can see, this whole area is still heavily irradiated. Excuse me. What are you linking me, Narlex? If this spams anything, I'm just... Ah, okay. I've seen that. This whole area is heavily radiated because of Operation Gnomeregan. Because there was this massive bomb that was put up right up on that pedestal, actually, if you recall. And that bomb was set off, and basically we only teleported out just in the nick of time to not be completely destroyed by the detonation. So as of right now, we technically still have not reclaimed Gnomeregan. But we shall. Oh, yes. We shall, in 15 expansions. We'll fail to reclaim it again.
Greetings.
Well done, Nethermist. My men can take it from here. Let's focus on getting other survivors out right now.
Daylight's burning.
I'm gonna start preparing my men to leave this place. We can't hold out here any longer. I want you to move into a forward position in the middle of the large room ahead. You can find Carvo Blastbolt there. He'll give you further instructions. Good luck. See you on the surface.
Right.
Excuse me. There's not really a good title here. Conservationist, sure. He's dead, Flawless.
Hey.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Seeing you.
So we start off with the debuff of irradiated, because... Yeah. we actually start off in Gnomeregan. We are either someone who is a survivor of Gnomeregan who's been irradiated here for years, or someone who survived Operation Gnomeregan and was irradiated by the bomb. So yeah, we are super irradiated and in very serious danger of turning into a leper gnome.
Salutations!
Did Nevin send you? That means he's getting ready to end the mission, but there are still survivors. We must help them. If we don't do something quick, neither Kevin nor the survivors are going to make it out of here alive. I'm going to give you my squad's emergency teleport beacon. We still have enough strength and ammunition to fight our way out of here, but the survivors are in no condition to make a run for it. Use the beacon on survivors to arrange for them to be teleported out of here to the safe area my men have set up. All right.
Off and away.
Let's do it. Let's save some from survivors. Flee! Yes, that's right. We can basically drop teleport beacons on people. I don't understand your question, Flawless. We're done with Kalimdor. We finished it. It's over. Forever. Because the storyline is written generically enough, Mind Blast, that you get to interpret which one of those is true. They give you a little bit of a leeway on exactly what backstory you want for your character, without giving you too much of freedom or too much limitation. So you get to decide, yeah, in headcanon, if you care, if you want to roleplay, which one you are.
Interesting.
Probably all of them, Zoan. We're going to assume it's an actual teleportation, because otherwise everyone in the entire setting is dead like 50 times. I know Nevin will be pleased with the survivors you managed to help. I still can't believe you've managed to stay so strong down here in the radiation. You've seen the shape the other survivors in. You must be the chosen one! Oh, sorry.
Right.
Excellent job gathering the other survivors. They, and you, are the reason safe teams keep coming down here. Nevin won't rest until we found and rescued every possible survivor. I'm sending my men to the loading room to prepare for decontamination. Please follow them and meet up with Gaffer Coilspring when you arrive. Okay.
You have a great day now.
You can follow me to the loading room. All right, let's go. I like this music, I'm sorry. Yeah, no kidding, Zoan. But of course, it's not true, so it's okay. Or is it? So, I admit I don't like the Chosen One initial thing, but shrug. I can at least tolerate it. So, in case you can't tell what's going on here, the gnomes haven't actually claimed this area. What's happening is periodically safe teams will actually charge back into Gnomeregan, try to find survivors, and then withdraw back out to their territory. So they haven't actually reclaimed any of Gnomeregan. This is all temporary, you know, let's go and save people kind of a situation.
Can I help you?
Also, I love her hair. I actually kind of wish I had hair like that in real life. Look at that. I don't want the glasses, though. It's good to meet you, priest. We rarely come across survivors as strong and capable as you. You must be the chosen one. I'm making that up, by the way. There's no chosen one.
Goodbye now.
You've been down here in Gnomeregan for a long time, Nethermist, and it's amazing you survived and kept your wits for so long. We need you to get out. Before we can send you to the surface to join the rest of the gnomes, you have to go through the decontamination process. Just head into the next room and board the Sanitron 500. It'll do the rest. It shouldn't even hurt much. When you're all done, check in with Technician Braggle, and he'll make sure to get you some suitable gear.
All right, then.
Okay, I'm ready for decontamination. The Sanitron 500 with Dunk-O-Matic action. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh god, Okay, it's okay, I'm okay. Oh god. Oh, the pain. Oh god, no, it exploded on me. Run, run. No, the Sanitron, it was my pride and joy.
Pleased to meet you.
There. Now you're set fit to head off to the surface and start your new life. The High Tinker will be delighted to hear of your arrival. Niven has just sent word that he and his men are on their way to the surface. He'll be waiting for you in the building that Safe has established as its headquarters. See Torben Zaplast over there? Talk to him when you're ready to head to the surface. He'll arrange for you to transport up there. It's been a pleasure meeting you, and I'm honored to have played a small role in helping you escape from Gnomeregan.
Be seeing you.
Greetings.
So I could take the elevator, or I could take the teleporter, because I'm a frickin' gnome. Teleporters are how real people get wrong. Flawless, that's a tough question, but I'd probably go ahead and say Pandorans overall. At least amongst the playables. Dwarves and elves in general are also up there as well.
Salutations!
It's good to see you again, Nethermist. Without your help, we wouldn't have been able to get so many survivors out of Gnomeregan this time. Everyone's going to be thrilled to hear you and your story.
Off and away.
Ding, as they say.
Hey.
The victory for us every time we're able to help another survivor escape from the contaminated hell of Gnomeregan. Priests like you will play an important part in the future of Gnomeregan. Except for the fact that in the years since, we still haven't reclaimed the damn place. To that end, our leader, Mechatork, has assembled a team of trainers to get you learned on your arts. Gogspin will help oversee your training and adjustment to life on the surface.
Daylight's burning.
Okay, I can do this. I can do life on the surface. God, I'm so tiny. I'm so tiny. Look at this. It's been so long since I've actually played a gnome. Look at this! Look how tiny I am.
Interesting.
It's good to meet you, Nethermist. I'm sure your Gnomeregan time in Nogrum afforded you ample opportunity to practice your arts. Things are somewhat safer here, but your talents will never go to waste. I don't know if you'll remember Mechatork or not. Niven tells me a memory loss is pretty common for a Gnomeregan survivor. Mechatork, or more properly High Tinker Mechatork, is leader of all gnomes. He's made a habit of meeting with every rescued survivor personally. You should introduce yourself to him. He'll be at the War Council at the center of town.
Very well, then.
You know, as you go into this crazy world, you should learn how to do stuff.
Be seeing you.
Well, okay. See if I can find Geblin Mechatork. High Tinker. King of the Gnomes. What's up?
Welcome, friend.
It's good to see you, Nethermist. You've probably heard of others speaking of Operation Gnomeregan. Also, I love his rotating shield thing. And his mace. His light bulb gear mace. Let me tell you a bit about what happened and why we left the dwarven city of Ironforge. The dwarves of Ironforge kindly took us in when the Trog invasion and radiation forced us to leave Gnomeregan for the first time. But even the kindness of friends can't quell the longing for home. I set out a call for brave gnomes and other members of the Alliance to help us regain control of Gnomeregan and defeat the usurper Thermoplug once and for all. We frickin' failed. But Thermoplug is on the rug and we're closer to home than ever. Okay.
Why, hello there. How can I help you? We assembled a mighty force and defeated Thermoplug's servants, fighting our way into the city. But the usurper Thermoplug had one last trick up his sleeve.
Alright, is it under?
It's too quiet. Where are Thermoplug's defense forces?
No! I won't allow you into my kingdom, usurper! I won't allow it! Activate the ultimate atomic protection system! Disintegrate them all!
It's a trap! That's a fully functional irradiator!
Irradiator
3000.
activated.
Attention.
Emergency. You now have 10
Minutes
to reach minimum safe distance.
10 minutes? Plenty of time to disarm the device. Hinkles, hand me that whirring bronze gizmo and some fresh spring water. Cogspin, toss me that dirty trog cloth and a handful of copper bolts.
10 minutes? You left the factory setting on? Give me that controller, you idiot!
Attention.
Emergency.
You now have
We've got to get out of
10
here!
seconds.
Lapforge, beam us back,
safe
quickly!
distance.
Oh, we were forced to retreat. Thermoplug continues to hide behind the radiation, sending his crony Crush Cog to harass us here on the surface.
I will take that as a compliment, Time Sync. Thank you.
Necessity is the first cousin of invention.
Even now, only the safe teams dare to venture into the city to search for survivors. Meanwhile, Thermoplug has sent one of his followers, Crushcog. We just said that. We will need all the weapons, inventions, and soldiers we can get to defeat Rajyo Crushcog and his followers. Over to the northeast, you'll find the engineer Grindspark, one of a new generation of brilliant gnomish minds. Why, he hasn't had an explosion in over 3 prototypes. But enough bragging. Engineer Grindspark is working on a bot that he says will help clean up the toxic airfield. Well, let's go help him then. Let's go!
Can I help you?
So, Mechatork himself has heard of my little project. Splendid! I've almost finished my latest prototype. Maybe you can help me chase down those last few parts. There's just too much to do around here and too few gnomes on their feet to help. The High Tinker has asked me to start converting some of our old bots and parts from Operation Gnomeregan. I hope to have a new line of multi-bots ready for a field test soon. I don't suppose you have some time to help, do you? Yeah, I totally have time to help. I will help you. I will help. Everything will be helped. Hello, Tanaki. I don't have loot on. Why is that auto turned off? That is so weird. Auto loot. Mandatory. Fly, you fools. Fly, you fools. Because we're done with the old tune, Backsiege? Raise eyebrow. We can't really show off the gnome starter zone on a Pandaren, after all. Yeah, Zawon, when I first made my gnome, I was like, dude, this is awesome. This is way redone and amazing, and oh, I can't wait to see the rest of Dune Morog. I gotta keep the camera all zoomed in on a gnome so you can really see the size difference. Going from a Pandaren, who, as I've mentioned before, is basically the size of a Tauren, to this is just such a shift.
Interesting.
Did you get the parts? Oh, these are fantastic. Let's see what we can put together. Would you be interested in testing out the prototype when I'm done? Time to put the finishing touches on my bot. Uh-oh. Okay. At last, it's finished! Arise, my, what shall I call you? How about Multibot? Arise, Multibot! If the Multibot works, it'll help us do all kinds of jobs that are unpleasant or dangerous for gnomes. We have just invented a slave race. After Thermoplug detonated his irradiator at the end of Operation Gnomeregan, toxic clouds and ooze began bubbling up at the old airfield south of town. If we don't get it under control, the contamination could spread to the rest of our lands. Take the multibot with you and bring it to close the geysers. Okay,
I've seen you.
Right. Zoomed in camera. God, it's so disorienting. Hey, what's up?
Pleased to meet you.
Most of us have been sickly and have seen the sickly and deranged gnomes suffering from years of exposure to poisons and radiation of Gnomeregan. Eventually, they'll devolve even further until they become mindless, but mostly harmless piles of sludge. My researchers suggest we may be able to restore them from this state of being sludge. We're gonna try. We're gonna try and restore gnomes from sludge back to gnomes. Hey, there's a monk trainer along with a bunch of gnomes. Can be monks, seriously? Oh my god, look at how cute she is. Look at the cute little monk gnome. Come on, give me a kick. Excuse me. Gnomes aren't cute. Neither are tiny little fluffy bunnies. Except their cute little ears.
Greetings.
Sprystocket has some crazy theory about these toxic sludge being the last remnants of gnomes, so my men have orders not to engage them, for now. However, the toxic airfield just south is teeming with living contamination, elementals composed of contaminated water and other toxic materials.
You have a great day now.
So, the difference between gnomish engineering and goblin engineering is actually much more finite than you'd think it is. Gnomish engineering is, we're going to fail, but we're going to keep trying anyways. Goblin engineering is, we're going to fail, and we want it to explode as much as possible. That's pretty much the difference between the two. How do I... Right. I'm a priest. So these things are really messed up when you think about it. Believe it or not, these are not radiation elementals. These are water elementals, which makes it worse when you really think about it. These are water elementals that have become so contaminated and so messed up from exposure to the radiation that the water itself is completely plagued with the toxins and poison and fumes and radiation. So these water elementals are probably in nightmarish, horrifying pain because of how incredibly screwed up and corrupted they are at this point. We know for a fact that becoming a corrupted elemental from a normal water elemental sucks because we've heard that happen. Hydros, the Unstable, Serpentine Caverns. She does not like going back to being corrupted. Oh, by the way, Holy Priest Smite, as I mentioned the other day, there's our one offensive ability. We get Shadow Word Pain pretty early on, though, so that's kind of cool. And we're going to use it.
Everywhere! Everyone shall be worded with shadows and pain. Hee. Death to the scourge and to the living. For Gnomeregan. For Gnomeregan!
I love the casting animation. Watch her hair. Where's something I could kill? There we go. Watch her hair as she's casting. Oh, it's hard to see because that guy's there. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Damn it, robot, go away.
Stop getting on my face, robot.
I keep wanting to zoom the camera back out. But, thank you, Tanaki. But I don't want to sound too disingenuous because there is a little bit of a difference between gnomish engineering and goblin engineering. Goblin engineering primarily tends to concern itself with getting something done as crudely and as quickly as possible. Literally just, let's get it done, let's get it done. Very, very brute force method of technology, right? Go, you stupid bot. Do your job. Do it. Unless this isn't what I need. Oh, jeez. Gnomish engineering tends to be more along the lines of trying to... Oh, that's gross. No. Gnomish engineering tends to lean itself more towards trying to more long-term affect what's around them. They don't want to just... Ew. They don't want to just, like, build a bridge. They want to build a bridge that will also do such and such and yada yada. They want to do something that will last in the future, whereas the goblins just want to make something for right now. Now, in general, you might think that makes me more inclined towards gnomish engineering, and you'd be totally freaking right. However, the funny part is, in lore, it kind of explains the disparity between the two technologically speaking. The gnomes are very advanced, but the goblins are about as advanced despite their lack of long-term planning, because they're willing to do basically anything to accomplish their goals. They don't hold back at all. They have no problems running around destroying, environment or terrain or God knows what else out, just to accomplish their mission, whereas the gnomes usually try to avoid doing that. I say that, it is worth noting that the gnomes did kind of bomb their own home. You see that radiation that's still escaping? Yeah, that radiation has been in there for years. Like 7 years now, basically. So, yeah.
Pleased to meet you.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you for your help. I hope gadget engineer Grindspark was working on that effort to get the airfields cleaned up permanently.
Daylight's burning.
Daylight is burning. And so is my face. Ah, my face, my face. Ah, beautiful face. No, no. This is the home, the gnome home, by the way. This tiny little area over here in Western Dumarogue. It's this area right over here.
Hey.
Hi. Where's the... Oh.
Can I help you?
Were you able to recover the belongings of the irradiated gnomes? Oh, I can't wait to give this new technology a try. We've lost more gnomes to radiation than we can count. But someone else just did the quest, so we gotta wait because other players... No, it's been 7 years since Gnomeregan was irradiated. It has been like a month since Operation Gnomeregan. This is pretty much right on the heels of Operation Gnomeregan. And they've been running safe crews in regularly to try and get survivors out ever since.
Greetings.
Oh, wow, I never expected it to work on the first trial. I mean, we succeeded! I wonder what other uses we can have for this little guy.
Be seeing you.
I keep wanting to hit my rocket boots.
Interesting. Daylight's burning.
My brother spent years working on a cure for leper gnomes. That was actually a vanilla quest. Using his notes, I think I've perfected a process for restoring gnomes who've devolved to sludge. Let's see how it works. Let's give it a try. Goggles on, everyone. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Whoa! What happened to me? Absolutely amazing! We've done it! Sure, he's a little small, even by gnome standards, but he's all there. The real question is, what'll he remember? Don't talk about me like I'm not here. All I know is I'm hungry. I need to get out of these hideous, smelly clothes. Ugh. We did it! We saved the gnomes. I've never been more proud to be a gnome. For Gnomeregan. Awesome music.
Salutations!
The cataclysm tore open deep caves. Beneath the Frostmane hold and Trogs flooded out of their warrens. They succeeded in displacing the trolls who used to live there, and as they stand to drive us out if we do not act. High Tinker Mechatork hired the renowned demolitionist Jessup McGee to close the caves and stem the Trog advance. We've received no word about whether he was able to stop the Trogs. Would you go check at him for him? Oh yeah, sure, no problem. I got this. That would have been funny, Malaeus. And horrible. Oh yeah, by the way, the guy that we restored exploded. Sorry. We tried. And we failed. I need to kind of wrap this up. I'm running out of time here. We're basically just doing the gnome zone, this area right here. Then we're going to stop for the night. Tomorrow we will be doing humans. Ugh. The worst race ever.
How are ya?
Yeah, it won't be tough to collapse the tunnel. I'm gonna need my team and my equipment before I can get to the task.
Safe travels.
In fact, why don't we go ahead and do this?
Off with you. Watch your back.
For a job like this, I normally insist on bringing a whole crew of demolitionists with some help in the gunpowder and setting charges and the rest of the gear, and the whole job gets done much faster. Those blasted drogs have men caged all around the Frostmane hold. Now I'm here all alone with the personnel needed to finish the job. You look like a capable priest. You mind finding the demolitionists and breaking them out of the trog cages? Yeah, sure, why not? It's gonna take a lot of powder to collapse the caves. Okay. I don't know whether the damnable trogs understand that when they stole me supplies, but the outcome's the same. Ain't gonna be able to blow up nothing until I get that powder back. Go south and kill any of those drugs you find. And then destroy everything in your face. Damn it, Bregman. I don't want to be eating that incredible burger, as much as it's the most amazing burger in the known universe. Wow, it's really quiet all of a sudden. Why is there no music for over here? Fortunately, I already have the cold playlist ready to go. I'd make a joke here, Bregman, but it'd be in very poor taste. The gnomes... Oh, you're... No, I didn't turn it off. I turned off the sound. It's just quiet over here. Anyways, words. The gnomes don't actually hate anyone. The only group they tend to have any kind of malevolence for is the goblins, and really that could be best described as a rivalry rather than hatred. Actually, I think I do. Hang on a second. I think it's even in the cold playlist. There it is. Hello, Lofus. And goodbye. Soon. Very soon. Hop, 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 hop. I don't like this title. We need a better title. Nether Mist, the Hardbreaker. Yay. Sorry.
What's on your mind?
You gotta recover me missing supplies. Oh, and that's more like it. You get around to blowing up something after all.
See you soon.
Alright. My team has finished setting up the powder kegs and the detonator at the bottom of the cave. All you need to do is venture down there and activate it. That'll stop the trogs for now. Mekatork will have to deal with the remaining trogs if you deal with their leader, who calls himself Boss Bragor. Good luck, Nether Mist.
Watch your back.
Alright, I basically have like 15 minutes left, so we gotta really finish this up. Because that's 15 minutes left, and that's also including me needing to move on. By the way, notice that these trogs actually have fungi growing on them. That actually makes a lot of sense, because if you remember, trogs, as we'll discuss more when we get to the dwarf starter zone, are actually basically earthen. So they're kind of part elemental, or not elemental, that's the wrong word. They're part earth. They are literally flesh and earth, you know, rock and soil and soot, all kind of combined together into one horrible, terrible creature. It's actually been argued that one of the reasons they are so stupid overall as a species is because of the fact that they had such an improper and imbalanced reaction to the curse of flesh, which turned them into this from the original earthen. Apparently, if you drink diet, you will turn into a hideous amalgamation of earth and say, see you around, so on. Hope to see you tomorrow, when we start humans, and probably dwarves.
Hi.
I can feel the explosion all the way up here. Me boys did a fine job of rigging up the blast, but it would have happened without your help. It's only fair that I split the contract payment for you. Oh, it's time to start packing up and head off to the next job. There's always something else to blow up around here. Somewhere there's a mountain that needs moving or a gorge that needs carving, and I'll be there to do it. I don't suppose you'd do me one more favor. Could you take this report back to High Tinker Mekatork? He needs to know that Trogs won't be bothering his people anytime soon.
Off with you.
Sure, I can do that.
since I am in a hurry. Whoops, whoops. Oh, oh. I like how tiny we are in this little thing. My aunt is a nurse. My mother's a pharmacist. I get a lot of medical news from them. So.
I just love to tinker.
Welcome back. Splendid news. With the Trogs taken care of, we should be able to turn our attention to Crushcog. Our old enemy, Thermoplug, is doing his best to keep us from rebuilding and finishing our reclamation of Gnomeregan. He sent one of his most loyal henchmen, Razlo Crushcog, and a force of irradiated gnomes to harry us. They've taken over an old arsenal up the road to the north, and Crushcog's technicians are repairing those weapons. We've got to stop them before they get the mechanotanks online. Hello, Myron. How are you? Also, there's another quest here. Meow.
Pleased to meet you.
We've got more than a couple of scouts trying to figure out exactly what Crushcog's plans are to do with all those mechanotakes. We can't afford to take it slowly anymore. We must act before he turns his followers and his weapons against us. This techno grenade packs enough explosive power to destroy the tanks and deny him their use. Take it north and destroy the tanks. Here, let's just make this easy. Wow, TMI, Deutsch, jeez. So, to my knowledge, we don't actually have a solid reason why Thermoplug went crazy. The general idea is that he was ambitious to begin with. I mean, we already knew that. And we also know the fact that he was manipulated by the Dark Irons. And we also know that he was dealing with irradiation poisoning his mind. So I suppose that's really reason enough when you think about it, for him to be going crazy. It's just kind of weird to think about it. I do have to like the fact that he's a rare example of a not quite a corruption story in Warcraft. Moira. We'll talk about Moira when we do the Dwarf Starter Zone. Which, I mean, technically we are now, but you know what I mean. But yeah, Thermoplug. Basically, at this point, he is completely insane. He actually... not anymore, Tanaki. The gnomes legitimately do not actually have a starter zone, or excuse me, a capital city anymore. Thermoplug is the one who allowed the Trogs in at the behest of the Dark Irons. The Dark Irons were specifically trying to weaken the overall forces of the Alliance. We're trying to get at the dwarves, actually, through the gnomes. The gnomes were... The plan was for the gnomes to run to the Ironforge dwarves and say, help, help! But what they actually didn't is they didn't do that. They turned around and started fighting the Trogs and the Dark Iron dwarves all on their own. And so they had to kind of escalate their plans, and one thing led to another, and they sort of irradiated their entire city. And then things went downhill from there. Mechaturk will be pleased to hear you've crushed Crushcog's plans to use our old weapons against his followers. That should set back Crushcog's plans a little bit, but we can't rest till he's defeated. So let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready. While High Tinker Mechaturk, his military advisors, and I finalize the plans for the attack on Crushcog, I've sent my assistant ahead to begin preparations. Well, let's go. I may have to cut this off. This is taking longer than I thought it was. You know what? I think I will. I'm just going to cut this off. I don't want to be rushing through this and skipping lore. And I still need to get dressed and get showered and all that for heading out. So I'm going to chop this off now. We'll finish off Gnomes tomorrow. And then we'll go ahead and do
humans, and then we'll see what we do after that. So I'll see you tomorrow, guys.